What is up, guys? Before we get into it, tonight, 6 p.m, Bloke, tan hoodies and trackies are dropping. Limited supply, guys. This is our last winter drop for an entire year, so be there so you don't miss out. That is 6 p.m, www.bloke.shop or blokeinabar.com. Be there. We've also got our Bloke beanies. Limited supply, guys. We've got the tan Bloke hoodie and the tan trackies. They are super comfortable. They're the same sizing as our other colours. And again, this is the last winter drop for an entire year. So if you want to grab some Bloke kit, make sure to do it. That is tonight at 6 p.m. Also, Bloke MIDI is now in every Liquor Legends in Queensland, New South Wales, ACT and Victoria, as well as Bloke OG. So the original Bloke is in every single Bottle-O, Celebrations, Porter's Liquor, IGA Plus Liquor in New South Wales and ACT. Go to our website, blokeinabar.com. You put in your postcode. It will show you the nearest stockers. Make sure to grab a case this weekend to watch some bloody brilliant footy. 6 p.m. tonight.
Just a bloke in a bar.
We want daily.
He's reached new heights now. His dick got much bigger after the weekend.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like, I tell you what, he had a big dick before.
Huge.
Yeah,
It got thicker, it got longer.
Got bigger,
and
thicker,
more
longer.
veiny.
Yeah, which is perfect for Manly, who are looking red hot.
It was always a rich dick.
It's a rich dick.
It was always a rich dick, but now it's big.
Sometimes they say like money can't buy a dick thickness, but like
Money can't buy a
performance
thick
can.
dick.
Now it's a rich dick and it's thick.
Yeah. Origin, like, I don't know if there's like surgery you can do on dicks to make them bigger, but there's one thing that does make a dick bigger. It's a win at Origin game 3.
Well, it's captaining your state to 2 unwinnable series.
Like, before they ran out, I'm pretty sure Billy was like, "Do you want your dicks to grow?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah."
That was his Al Pacino speech.
That was it.
Inches.
Game of inches.
Game
A game of inches. It's a game of literally, but many inches.
Many
If you could record it, he would say the same speech, just replace a few words with cock.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
right. Because you can pump up a penis, but it doesn't stay pumped. You know
But
what
also
I mean?
it's got like a limit to what it can pump before it explodes like an unpopped sausage on a barbecue, you know what I mean? So you do need to have some sort of surgical intervention
Is
if
that
you're
the
wanting it
case?
to grow.
Is there like a warning on the side of a penis pump that says, 10 pumps max?
Surely. Because you don't want to pop your dick.
The last thing you want to do is pop your dick.
That's honestly the last thing. Like, there's many things you wouldn't want to happen. I reckon pop your dick would be right.
The
at the
idea of having that thing explode.
top. Oh, fuck.
You know?
Like too much air in a tyre.
Yeah.
You know what though? Like, I understand, like, people want to feel better, but I don't want to live in a world where blokes are getting bigger cocks surgically. Like, just live with it, bro.
Just make
Just
it.
be
But I
happy.
think there's
Unless you got a micro.
Yeah, if you got a micro, then I think there's something different.
Yeah,
there.
for sure. The exception doesn't make the rule though. Like, if you got a micro, fair enough. But outside of that,
By and large.
just
play on.
no pun intended.
No.
Just live with it, baby.
Yeah.
Just
Make
live
it
with
work.
The motion in the ocean, all that kind of stuff.
Make it work.
Make it work. Because I tell you what, you're gonna have bigger challenges than that in your life.
Yeah. But
Not many, but there
find
will
it
be
a
some.
teammate, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That appreciates
true.
what you deliver.
Find it a teammate.
Yeah.
Who's, who doesn't know any better. You know what I mean? Doesn't know. It's like if you're colorblind your whole life, you don't really know what you're missing out on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Find someone who's colorblind.
That's
Find
right.
someone who's colorblind but cockblind.
Yeah, cockblind.
Yeah. Blind to the potential of.
What's really out there?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God I found one.
We all found them early.
I think we all did.
That's why I've been with my missus for 11 years.
She has a condition. It's called cockblindness.
Yeah. She's a sufferer. She's a sufferer.
You don't know what you don't know, though.
No,
you know?
exactly.
No, you don't know you're blind. If you've always been blind.
Yeah, that's true. You can't imagine, sight.
Yeah.
But yeah, just before we get started, the
Yeah.
boys, congratulations on the new show. New show on SEN, airing what time on SEN?
Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. and then again on Sundays at 12 till 1. So it's a 1 hour show, interviews.
So tonight, 8 p.m.
Tonight, 8 p.m.
If you're watching this show.
Yes, tonight 8 p.m. The great and powerful James Graham joins us.
Can spin a yarn.
He can spin a yarn.
Yeah.
He's got some funny ones on there as well. The beauty is that we spoke to him for like 2.5 hours. The best bits are obviously on SEN, but if you do have a thirst for more James Graham, as we all do, then you'll be able to get it on their podcast, our podcast,
Yep.
YouTube, all that stuff. But mate, he had some good yarns in him about, obviously growing up in Shitsville, England, and then, no disrespect to James,
I think you said as much.
no, I think he said Shitsville, England, and then making it all the way to the tippy top of the NRL. So yeah, no, it's a good chat, to be honest. I'd only And now, like, the media darling he is, like, I find him to be probably one of the more. I find the things he says in the media world stick with me more. Like, I can consume them and understand them more. That I find like, oh, I didn't think about it that way, James.
I love him talking footy.
He's very considered, and he said that as well. He's like, he spends a lot of time, pros, cons, like both sides of the argument.
Thinking
like
about
he
what he's
goes
thinking.
in
Yeah.
clear. He doesn't just fucking say shit. He doesn't shoot from the hip, James. A considered man.
He's got a
hip
great
shooter.
Mad Monday yarn from his final grand final.
Really?
He does,
And that
so-
was when we talk about fairy tales.
Yeah.
Winning the last grand final you play.
Yeah.
Over back in England.
Yeah, he goes into some good detail about that and how
Really?
they got around the COVID laws to celebrate and yip and yahoo.
Zoom Mad Monday. First ever Zoom Mad Monday.
Better
allegedly.
than that.
It's better
Better than that.
It's better
Tune
than
in.
Tune in.
He's
That's
a
why you got
passionate
to tune
man.
in.
He's a passionate man.
Yeah.
That's why you got to tune in.
But
And then
that's,
it's the replay on Sunday. We mentioned that.
Yeah.
So
And it's called All
Talk.
All Talk
With Hello
Sport. All Talk with Hello Sport, Wednesdays and Sundays. Also follow at SEN League so you can stay up to date with all that good stuff. I tell you what, SEN League, they're doing the right things.
Doing the right things.
Making moves.
I mean,
I don't know. Look, kill the stream. Kill it.
kill it.
kill the fucking
Kill the
stream.
Matty.
brother.
stream.
Kill the stream, bros.
Kill the stream,
Kill the
dude.
stream.
Kill the fucking stream.
bro.
Kill
Kill the stream, bro.
Matty,
Now
kill the
look,
fucking
there's
stream.
some iconic Origin moments on the field, but I personally believe that this was the most iconic moment of the lot. It wasn't Benny Hunt charging down Cleary, running away for a famous Origin try, because as a Queensland, I almost expected that from Benny. It was you two blokes watching. Oh, four blokes, apologies, Seb and Jarchi.
They don't really matter though, do they?
No,
Enforcing the law of killing the stream because you were hurting so much after Ben Hunt broke your heart. Walk us through that absolute disaster, but also famous Origin moment.
Kill the stream.
kill the stream.
Kill it.
Kill the stream, Top Bloke. Kill the fucking stream.
Kill the stream.
Kill it.
It's time to go.
Top Bloke, kill the fucking stream, bro.
It's time to go, bruh. It's time to pack it up.
Top Bloke, you better kill that fucking stream. You
Kill
piece
that
of
fucking
shit.
stream,
kill the
bro.
fucking stream, dude.
Top to kill that stream.
Top Bloke, you better kill that fucking.
Top you want to wake up tomorrow with a kidney, bruh?
Top Bloke, you want to wake up tomorrow employed? You kill that fucking.
You kill that stream,
piece
bruh.
of shit.
You want your liver, bruh? You kill that stream.
Boy, you kill that fucking
You
stream.
kill that fucking
right now,
stream,
you
bro.
piece of Shit.
Bro, you kill that stream,
Top Bloke,
bruh.
kill the fucking.
Well, the night started with vigour and with purpose
Excitement.
and a lot of excitement,
Optimism.
a lot of expectation.
Well, you had a dream about a
I had a
bed.
dream, and so that, to be honest, that my dream that I had, and I think I told on the show last week, the dream that I had took up a large portion of the game in terms of, oh well, it doesn't matter that we're behind because the dream suggests that we come over the top. So it was okay.
Provided us with some hope.
It did, and as the minutes ticked down, reality set in. When Ponga scored that try, I was like, oh my god, what's going on? And then the minutes ticked and the minutes ticked and the minutes ticked, and then all of a fucking sudden, there's like a minute and a half on the clock. Cleary kicks it. I was begging him not to.
Well, not to do that.
I just wanted to fucking
Let the nuts.
Just
let
let
the
the
nut
nuts sing.
sing, bruh.
No singing.
It didn't let it sing, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But the nut didn't sing. Brucey got the intercept, and I can't believe I'm calling him Brucey.
Yeah, I know.
Disgusts
What the fuck
me.
are you talking about?
And
Brucey is his best
runs the
mate.
whole fucking field.
Yeah, look. I actually
Kill the
can.
stream.
Do you have the presents that I got for him or no? You
Presents?
don't? They will be coming, but I've ordered you 2 new duffel bags
Okay, that's really nice of you.
because I think you need a new duffel bag, bro.
Yeah.
The duffel bag looks looking old and poo hanging out of it, dirt everywhere. It's got holes in it,
No,
cockroaches, old food. It's got a sandwich squashed at the bottom with some cling wrap around it.
I'm not into that.
Look,
Duffel bag's fine.
It was one of the first things that came to mind when you mentioned yesterday, like last week on the show, bruh, you fucking mentioned duffel bag last time and you lost. And I'm like, shut up, mate. And I was thinking about that in the Uber
He
on the
was
way
mentioning
home.
it. He's like, dude, the duffel bag thing. I'm like,
Was it Cam or Matt that I asked that?
No, it was me. I just realised I didn't do it, unfortunately, because the change
So-
of days has thrown me off. I apologise.
Don't hate Cam,
Don't
man.
hate Cam.
Hate Matt.
My apologies to you, Cam.
He's ruined a great game.
As soon as Cam goes, nah, mate, I didn't do it, and I go, someone's getting in trouble.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm used to you letting me down.
Yeah,
Sweet.
No, fucking
Should I expect any more? You're from New South Wales.
kill the producer. Kill the producer.
Kill the producer.
If you were
Kill
from
the fucking
Queensland,
producer.
that would have been on my fucking desk.
Kill the
when I
fucking
walked in.
producer.
Yeah,
Killer
look,
producer.
don't bring.
Look,
don't-
he doesn't stab his own in the back, and I respect him for it.
Yeah.
he's a man of moral and purpose and ticker.
Do you think you need new duffel bags, though?
No, dude, we had Tommy and Trell out, and without that, that was tough.
Like when we went to the duffel for the final kill.
Yeah.
We're like, fuck, dude. Where are the AKs?
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot them at home.
Well, Tommy
they
and
were
Trell,
injured.
they're
Oh, they were out of service. They were in the shop.
they're in the shop.
They're in the shop.
They're in the
And
shop.
so you, Freddie, mate, the fucking AKs are in the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
So
shit.
we were trying to bring down a fucking wild boar with an air pistol, and it just didn't work.
Doesn't work, mate. Their hide's too tough.
Yeah.
I'd also say this, and this might sound controversial. Too many Penrith players in the team.
Sorry? What did you say? Say it again.
Too many Penrith players in the team. I'm just like, I don't know if that's true or not. Just too many Penrith players.
Man, I love it. I love it. Just watch New South Wales eat themselves. They just.
Well,
they're just
no,
like-
what he's saying is, in a roundabout way, maybe sub a couple of the Panthers out for a couple of those Eagle boys, you know what I mean?
Oh, you need more Manly boys, you reckon?
Well, maybe. I certainly think Tommy Trbojevic comes in for someone. Maybe Latrell Mitchell comes in for someone.
Maybe,
tell you
maybe
what.
Burton moves
Burton
somewhere else
changes
for
into a
someone.
different position for someone else.
Ooh, that's a big call. Holy shit. You're going there already.
We're here to make them.
Look, we've
lost.
We lost. So we had to look at some things. Queensland shouldn't have won that game on paper, but Origin isn't played on paper, guys. It's just
what we say every
at
week.
the end of the day, in a 3-game series, you give them one game. By the letter of the law, they probably get the game at home. We should have won game 1. Simple as that. We left the door open.
Yep.
We left it open. It should have been fucking 2-0 going up to Queensland. No one gave a shit. We probably would have got pumped, but no one cared.
no one cared.
Yeah.
That's when
Because we took to the field pissed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the reality that should have played out.
Yeah,
Instead, game 1, not ideal. We've been over it many times. Left ourselves in a bad position.
Well, teams
Left ourselves in a position to have to kill the stream.
Well, yeah. We didn't want to
killed
have
the
to
stream.
kill the stream early, but at that point we were left with very little
I tell you what,
choice.
it's one of the great sayings, kill the stream. It can refer to many things in life that you don't want to be doing anymore. You could be able to kill the stream. You could be in the middle of a piss.
Well, you
say
could
that.
be. Kill the stream. Good luck to anyone that can do that.
Yeah, that
Well,
hurts.
you can do it.
Yeah,
I
it's not
mean,
good
if you're urinating in public because nature's called, and then someone coppers, for example, you kill the stream.
You kill the stream.
No, that's true. You do kill the stream.
You can kill the stream if cops coming.
Yeah.
I reckon you could.
Or what are you
just
doing,
fucking-
mate? You go, nothing to see you, sir.
Just killing the stream there, officer.
Just standing near this tree in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, stinking of urine.
Just wanted to
Look, as much as I don't want to do this because I don't want to make you feel any better because you just deserve the pounding that you got. You know, it was coming. You didn't see it coming. You thought you had the weapons in the duffel bag. You forgot them in the shop. Unfortunately, it feels like you forget in the shop quite regularly, which is you got to take care of that.
Listen, I mean, fuck.
I will say that you were missing Latrell and Tommy, and we were missing.
And Payne-Haas.
We were missing Munster, Welsh, Kofusi. So I actually think it was an even amount of people missing. So you know what I mean? Like,
No, it's not the same though. And this is no disrespect to the 3 people that I've never heard of them before, but who you just named.
you don't reckon that both teams were equally missing?
Tommy, New South Wales haven't lost a series when he's been playing.
But when you compare it to the depth you guys have
Tommy.
of the people that you can bring in,
So New South Wales haven't lost a series when Tommy's been playing. Tommy Trbojevic, Dally M medalist fame. Let's say he's equal to Munster.
better than.
Well, of course he's better than him. I was just sort of giving Denon an opportunity here. So he's obviously better than Munster. Munster's never won a Dally M.
has Munster won more series?
But Tommy Turbo is a better player. Just more elite, no
So
disrespect
are
to
you
Cam.
honestly making the argument that New South Wales were more undermanned
Yes.
than
Yes.
Queensland?
Yes.
That's my head.
What do you...
What do you mean? Payne-Haas better than Welshie? Sorry, brah.
Sorry, Christian.
Tommy better than Munster?
sorry.
Sorry, brah. And Latrell, are you going to sit here and tell me that Latrell's not as good a player as Kafusi? Because that is now...
Now it's like...
we
now
kill
his
the
head's
stream.
right.
Now we kill the stream. Now we kill the stream.
So you don't
'Cause that's-
think that
that's sheer
the
madness.
depth of New South Wales is way stronger than the depth of Queensland? You don't think that? Like the people that you're replacing them with, the people that we replace them with are massive rookies that have never played before.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you honestly believe New South Wales were more undermanned than Queensland going
You
to game three?
replaced Cam Munster with Tommy Dearden, who's arguably the most informed fucking player in the competition right now.
Look what he's taken. Look what he's done
Look
with
what
the
he's done
Cowboys.
with the Cowboys.
He's
He's
unbelievable.
a fucking absolute weapon. What are you talking
What
about?
do you
Corey
mean?
Oates, who's fucking played for his country, played grand finals, won Origin series.
100%. Tom Dearden's in line for the 70.
Stephen Crichton was playing his second Origin game all time.
Oh, fuck.
You know?
For some reason, I feel like
Happy's played like 3 Origin games.
I feel like you had a different opinion of Tom Dearden.
I don't
last
know
week.
that I did, mate.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I
don't
recall that I said Dearden's going to snap a few ribs.
I didn't hear it. I mean,
and we said he's a big threat.
Yeah, he's a threat.
He's a big threat, and we're fucking concerned
Yeah,
about
we're worried.
it. We said, look what he's
Cam-
doing with the cows, mate.
Cam Murray knocked out first minute. Sure, Selwyn did as well, and then so did fucking that other guy. That
I tell you
looks
what,
like
Cam Murray is a big loss, so that was
Yeah.
a massive loss.
Yeah, seems to be the way you guys do it, right? You got took Isaiah out first game 1, and you took out Cam game 3.
Yeah, well,
dogs.
look, where there's a pattern, there's a crime.
What, from running hards?
Well said.
There's a pattern, there's a crime.
Yeah.
That's a great saying. Was a pattern, there's a crime.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thanks.
You've always said that.
I've always said it. I've always said that.
You should go tell some detectives that.
Well,
They're listening now.
yeah, they are listening.
Yeah.
And what, you don't think I've done that already, mate? Fucking hell.
Jesus, look at this lippy fucking
He's
Queen.
lippy, fucking on his own supply. Unbelievable.
Look, it was one of the most famous victories. What are your thoughts as a New South Welshman of the punch on? Do you think that anything untoward happened, or do you
Well,
think
no,
that,
something untoward did happen.
Okay.
Something untoward did happen. You had 2 fucking stallions ready to throw down with each other. Gagai, obviously the B-side in this biff, and then Matt Burton. And then Big Tino, the fucking dog, respectfully, only in an Origin context, dog, comes over and holds him back while Gagai gets
in a
some
fucking
dog
headlock.
Let the
Like,
boys
let
fucking
the boys
punch on.
throw.
Find someone else to punch on with.
You reckon that was a fair dig?
you reckon? So no, I don't think it was like fair, but I think that
Well, then, there you
That's
go.
it, there-
So
there-
if it wasn't
there-
fair, that means it was unfair.
no.
Yes.
But let me finish my sentence, and I'll explain. If that was behind New South Wales lines, there's no way a New South Wales player said, "Oh yeah, just fucking punch on." It's Origin. As soon as the punch on happens, you're in there. Boom, straight away. In there, grabbing, doing everything. You never grab your own player, you always grab the other player. That is the rules of Origin. It's not like, oh yeah, just stand back and,
Why
watch
didn't you
them
punch
fight.
someone else? Why didn't you go for one of the big dogs?
No one was around.
JSAF, huh? You didn't go near JSAF.
No one was around.
JSAF would have fucking
It took
bent
us
him
20
over
seconds
and
to get
bloody
there.
Spanked his ass with a boot.
If you actually watch closely, like, you can see, who was the first person to get there from? Was it Api Coruscant? And like, he sprints in and tries to like tackle almost like a Union Mall. And Carrigan, as well in a Union Mall, also like, it was just really interesting to see. It was like a Union Mall, Carrigan protecting that space, but obviously Burton and Gagai and Tino. But look, I think I think Origin's back in the biggest way it has been in a very long time. I haven't felt this hatred between the players in a long time. That's fair.
Yeah, no, it was, but it was good. It was good. Like, a bit of Biffo's good. It's just that Tino should have been sent off the field, never to play again.
I
That's
think
all we're saying.
Latrell should have been suspended for all that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Latrell's
And he
lucky
probably will
not
be.
to miss
I don't
games.
think he's out of the fucking woods yet, to be honest. But Matt Burton would have flogged Gagai if he was given half a sniff.
Yeah.
He was, but he was in a fucking headlock and he was still landing on him. That's true. That's a true story.
Eddie, what do you say?
I like saying the biff though. Fucking turn me on.
Oh, fuck it, turn me on. Now, what do you say to the people that felt like Tino actually saved Burton? Some people say that. I'm not saying that. What do you say about that?
Patronising.
It's patronising. In fact, it's embarrassing. Are you telling me a bloke that can kick the ball out of the stadium, grew up fighting
Dubbo
all
streets.
kinds in Dubbo, that he couldn't hold his own against Gagai? No.
The mean streets of Mackay.
Mate.
Gagai was roaming those streets as a young fella. Probably look,
You know what I saw? I saw a bloke in Gagai go, "Oi, Tino, I'm about to throw him. Fucking put him in a headlock." Like,
Yeah,
that's
and it
not
was
old
like
school.
the-
If he's a mean operator, he goes, "Oi, Tino, step aside, take your shirt off, Birdo, and let's get into it." Old school.
imagine if they did try to take their shirts off. They're so tight.
Yeah,
They're so
they'd get
hard to get
stuck.
off.
They'd get
literally
stuck.
have to be like, "Oi, bro, can you take my
Quick,
shirt
take
off?"
my shirt off. I'm going to go fuck this
Pull
guy
each other's
Yeah,
shirts
shirts
off.
off and then start scrapping.
But the whole thing as well is like, oh, well, Burton ran into Ponga and tripped him over. It's like, bullshit. He didn't see him at all. It was like an accidental bump.
Are you being serious?
Yes.
Yes.
But are you honestly
Yes.
being
No,
serious?
an accidental bump.
You like...
He didn't know where he was going. He got up and ran over him. Nothing to
Mate,
see here.
Worth getting double teamed by 2 Queensland pig
Unbelievable.
dogs? Fuck that.
It was, look, it left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah, okay.
I think. I think it was a bad look for the
Sour.
game.
Bad look really hard.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Tom agrees.
I
A
thought,
lot of Queenslanders have said that as well. Blokes
Really?
I've talked to in the street.
Really?
Yeah, pretty angry with Tino. Disappointed, I think, was the term.
Tavita Pangai Jr. is going to come after him, bro. So I'd watch your back, Tino.
I can't wait for that. But like seriously though, next year the fireworks game one are going to be fucking Payne Haas returns.
Does New South Wales get a game 3 next year, or do we have to wait another 4 years for one? Like, what's going on
Like,
there?
is it like the Olympics?
Are we allowed one next year, or
How the
no?
fuck don't we get a decider after having to do all 3 in Queensland last year? Like, how the fuck did that work?
What year is it, Tom?
2040? I don't know.
It's 2022. When was our last decider? 3 years ago.
Okay, right.
So how the fuck does that work?
Queensland
So
get
by
3.
the time we get one, it would have been 4 fucking years.
But like obviously there's a reason for last.
How many games have you had in Queensland in the last
100?
fucking 3 years?
Why wouldn't you?
What is it?
Surely
Count the
not
games.
give you any
5,
this year.
6,
But
7.
like last year was clearly there was a reason. Like,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
we
got
still
them
towed you up.
You could, it's like
Yeah, I
everyone
know,
going,
you
let's
towed
go
us
back
up.
to New
So how does
Zealand.
that
It's
work?
Why do you need a home
fuck it,
game
New
then?
Zealand, it was a reason.
Why do you need a home game then if you beat us already in Queensland?
What I'm saying is, how the fuck did you get the 3rd game when we've been waiting 4 years for one?
Look, I you got to speak to your mate Landis. He clearly is a Queensland supporter.
Don't invoke his
Well, you know
name.
what it is? Vlandis knows that the concept of origin is more fragile than people think. And if you don't throw the Queenslanders a bone every now and then, they'll turn it off, like you almost did in 2005.
And so
That's why whoever threw that loose ball threw it on purpose. Like
Hodgson.
Hodgson.
Hodgson was paid.
What about if?
Handsomely.
What about when we pounded you into the earth game 1 at home? What about that bit?
Pounders
It was
beat by
close.
fucking 2
And
points.
Isaiah Yeo fell short by...
And Freddie, who we still trust, was clearly
had an aneurysm.
he was on the bongs we hear allegedly during selection meetings.
He may have been roasting them up.
Yeah.
Look, it's a
You go,
famous
Jake?
victory.
No, Jake's
No,
not right
Jake,
for us.
We'll go Matto, we'll go fucking freaking Campbell Gillard.
Now, we got to speak about Tommy because I know that you feel strongly about this. And I watched, I'm not sure which podcast I watched. I think it was the one where you're farting incessantly.
That was probably the Vanquished. That was our origin.
Vanquished, that's it. What's the start of that?
Were we fighting?
Well, Tom was.
Well, we were all. There was a lot of gas in the room.
That would have been like a French
gassy
oven when you walked
morning.
in. Now, I know you feel strongly about this, so I'll let you say your piece and then I'll say my piece. Nathan Cleary, do you feel that he's not... Tell me your thoughts on Nathan Cleary after Game 3.
Nathan Cleary is obviously our best halfback, so it's not about that. I don't understand how when fucking... he doesn't seem to have as much of an impact on the outcome of a game as Munster does. And that may be like, well, I'm only looking for flashy hot boy shit. I don't know. Again, I'm prepared to be wrong here because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But like, when the game's in the balance... He seems like he's a bit more of a front foot footballer. He can kick really well. He can tackle really well. But I don't see like creativity when it's needed. It's like when we in game 2 when we started to dominate. I feel like we started to dominate and then he started because there was a point where it was like, fuck, Matt Burton's killing it. He's man of the match, and we were on top heavy. Then he scores a couple of tries and almost stole man of the match out of off Burton. He can kick really well, but then. If you're not kicking really well, you better be doing the other shit well. And I just don't feel like, and like when you look at someone like Cherry Evans, who I'm not biased about at all, when Queensland don't go well, and this isn't on you, but like the conversation we sort of had last week was about like, even if Queensland lose, it's Cherry Evans is going to come under fire. There's always a saying of like the halfback owns wins and losses. And I just feel like when Nathan loses, if you say what the fuck, like, or if he doesn't do much, it's like you get sort of like shouted down of going like, Nathan's fucking killing it. Mick Ennis was like, and this isn't a knock on Mick, I was hearing Mick going like, I must not know what the fuck I am looking at. Because Mick's like, great game from fucking Cleary, great game. I did a great game. I'm like, okay, maybe you did.
I thought he had a good game. See, I understand what you're saying where like when you say, he struggles to play off the back foot, like he's a front foot player. But I would make the argument like, since Joey, who's been a back foot player?
So I thought about this as well, about going like when Warney retired, every single spinner who came in was compared to Warney and being like, well, fuck, you're not taking wickets, bro.
Yeah.
The thing with, and there's absolutely that, like it was reasonable to consider that when you're sort of having a crack at someone like Nathan. But like he is also spoken about as the greatest halfback we've seen in 10 years or whatever. And it's like, well, okay, no disrespect, see moments of that, but I don't see it enough to be like, oh yeah, that's legit.
Like, for example, the first half, he was basically had a hand in all your points. And so, like, I understand the concern of the second half of, like, a big play needed to be made and it, should be Cleary. But, like, he did step for 40 minutes, like, when it was an even game, he did step up massively.
Because that's the thing, though, right? Like, he is a good player, but it's not... He's never fucking carried the state on his back to a series, I don't think. He's never, like... I don't think he's ever been close to deserving a man of the series in any of the series that he's played in that he's won. It's either been Tedesco or Tommy or Trell. Like,
Yeah, I can see
Maloney was the dominant half when he first came in. Without Tommy...
See, I'm more of the mind of, like, he's still 24. Like, it took Joey till he was, like, 30-plus years to get that decider win. And it took the greatest series of all time. I just think that Game 3 in Queensland, you need to be a GOAT to win that. Like, that's just how hard it is.
Well, that's
to
what
win.
history suggests.
Yeah, literally.
100%.
And I think the only ones, what was the other one, Matty? Laurie Daly.
Loza and Ricky Stewart were the other halves.
But that weren't that strong during that period, though, were we?
No, that was the end of our... Queensland. No, that was the Blues strong era.
That was their strongest era.
92 to 94 is arguably the Blues strongest era. That and early 2000s.
Yeah. And so
And we lost the unlosable series in 94.
95.
Was it 95? When
95.
fucking
Fatty's
Ben
saying-
Eichen didn't know who the fuck Ben Eichen...
Fatty didn't
Fatty didn't know who Ben Eichen was. Wild stuff. I think the thing was, like, in the second half, Cleary, if we're looking at him, wasn't helped by some fucking, like,
5 errors inside your 20.
Div 6 Oztag mistakes coming out of our own half. Simple as that. Like, fuck me dead. Some of those plays were absolutely deplorable. I guess where Tom's coming from, and myself included, like, it just sometimes feels like when we lose these series, no one ever says, oh, fucking Cleary could have done this better or that better. Whereas if it's anyone else, it's like their head's on the fucking chopping block just about.
Mitch Pearce, and not that you celebrate anyone getting pounded into the earth, but Mitchell
But
Pearce
he got ripped
pounded into the earth.
every fucking year, near beyond comparison with any other footballer almost.
I think that, like, when you look like this, I do think that I understand where you're coming from, where there hasn't really been a series yet that Cleary has, like, stood up and been the fucking guy. But I think that, like, it's just tough because if he wins this series, that's 4 from 5. It's pretty hectic. And so I just think that.
But we didn't.
I know, that's
That's
what
the
I'm saying.
point.
I know,
and,
I'm saying.
and arguably, 2 of those that we lost were like the unlosable series where
We should have won 5 in a row. We
were looking back
didn't.
recent history as well. Like, we don't win tight games, which is when you think your big dogs have to stand up. We are blow your dicks off, win by 50 points sort of operators. In the tight games, there's like maybe 2 or 3 that we saw in the last like 10 years or something.
Mate,
where
you
it was
go
like,
back. You go back 20. You go back 15 years, and you can count on one hand the tight games we've won. We've
all
won
of the fucking close games are
none of them.
Queensland winning.
Deciders. Guess what the decider record is?
What?
In 10 deciders, we've won 1 of them. And Queensland's won 9. So, like, at a certain fucking point, you got to start going, well, hang on.
Who's tasked with taking these games on?
See, I 100%, in my opinion, I think it was your 5 errors inside your 20 that literally lost you the game. And I think that Cleary was put in a tough position where if he had DC's experience, he would have been able to identify, like, oh, fuck, like, I need to start kicking early or whatever. I think it was DCE's runs on the boards that made him make the right choices. And I also think he had, like, Benny Hunt having an absolute fucking blinder to help him out in the middle there. And Dearden had a great debut, whereas with Cleary, I think the guys around him, like, for example, Appy was solid, but did he have a blinder? Not really. Luai had
Why
some
was
moments.
Appy on? Why not bring Cook on?
Well, he's tearing us apart in the first half. If we don't score that try, the try that we scored with Harry Grant, that was purely Billy Slater. Well, this is what Cam Smith said, that he sat them down before the game and just showed them videos. Like, oh, watch Tedesco here. He sits short side. As soon as the hooker goes, he sprints.
It was
It's like a
great.
set play.
I watched the Fox Sports wrap up the next day, and Mick Ennis, when that Harry Grant show was happening, he goes, "Mate, that's just instinct." And Cooper's sitting there laughing, going, "No, it's not. I guarantee you that's video." And he goes, "No, that's an instinctual footballer." And literally,
video.
Cooper's laughing, going, "No, it's not. No, it's not.
Billy
That
Slater.
is video, mate."
Yeah, well, it's Billy Slater.
Because he fucking knows what they're like. You know,
and
what I mean?
also, like, Billy was a fullback, so he's watching Teddy going. And it wasn't Teddy's fault. It's just
idiosyncrasies and things you do, and he just can notice an
100%.
opportunity. Yeah.
And also, like, if Teddy doesn't go and they get a grubber, then he gets done for not leaving early enough.
Yeah.
It was just a mastermind from Billy Slater, knowing that Teddy has the impossible decision to make of, do I stay that extra second and then they potentially score a try under the post because I'm not there quick enough, or do I go early, or not even early, just as soon as he picks the ball up? And it was just, masterstroke by Billy Slater to call that play.
That's the genius.
That's
Billy.
I mean,
But you could, and like obviously, we're sort of being a bit facetious when we're saying like that New South Wales were like worse off cattle-wise, although we're kind of serious. But like, you'd argue that Hunt and Grant better than our hookers, at least on current form. Appy would be, I think Cook's out of form. Appy would be one where it's maybe arguable, but like Ben Hunt just fucking at Origin is just another level.
See, I made that argument before the game when people were like,
But I'm going to disagree with everything you say before the game, and then in hindsight, I'll be like, you're probably right there. Better side.
But I see your point though. Like when you actually step back and look at it, you go, Ben Hunt was leading the Dally M's, and Cook and Appy, although they're not in bad form, they're not killing it at club level. Like I thought Appy had some slick moments in the first half, but again, I just think that DCE had a massive game and made some huge calls, but he was helped with, when you look at,
Kicked his dick off.
He kicked his dick off. He actually kicked, I think, double the meters that Cleary kicked. And that's all experience.
With 3 less kicks.
Exactly. And so that's, in my opinion, I think that's all experience of knowing, like, what we're going to do here is we're going to, and it's also a game plan.
Don't
Billy
you?
would have said.
And again, it sounds like I'm so anti-Cleary when I'm speaking this way, but like I fucking am not at all. But I am like, despite the way that I carry myself, anti-bullshit. Like, he's played a fuckload of Origins now. Yeah, he's younger, but he's played a shitload of NRL. He's played a shitload of Origins. He's won grand finals. Obviously, there's always more experience to be gained. But like, it seems like kicking early or these sort of things within an Origin context, like he's been there long enough to sort of have those on the board.
Think about like who he's up against really. He's up against DCE, one of the most, if not the most experienced 7 in the game, but he's also up against Billy Slater, Cam Smith, Jonathan Thurston. Like,
but everyone's saying he should play for Australia. He should be the Australian 7. So the Australian 7's like not experienced enough in fucking Origin.
But then that Australian 7's not against Cam Smith, Billy Slater, Jonathan Thurston, Hanane. And there was a noticeable shift in game plan from Queensland in that second half. And that purely comes down to Billy Slater, Cam and Thurston identifying how to break that incredible ruck speed that you guys have. And so like Cleary, I honestly think if you played that, if we had a fourth game, I think that, put it this way, game 1 we came out and we just like totally, Freddie came out and said, I was not ready for Queensland to play that way. Then Freddie makes adjustments, you guys fucking towel us up. Then Queensland make adjustments, and then we win the game. I honestly think if there was a fourth game, New South Wales probably win it because Freddie makes adjustments again. So I just think that Queensland just made the right calls, like from a game management perspective. And I don't think that Cleary had enough experience to identify because like you got to remember he's been at Penrith just dominating. They're never really under pressure. This is really his first time where he was getting done to him what Penrith do to every other team, which is shooting up out of line, no field position. That's what they did to the Rabbitohs all game, grand final. That's what Penrith did to the Rabbitohs. They just shooting up out of line, no field position. And so I think that Cleary will learn from this. I think we agree to an extent where I'm not saying he's in the greats territory yet. I agree with you that he still needs to have a series where he has that moment.
Yeah.
Like, for example, DCE, for me, I think that officially cemented the fact that now he has his own Origin journey, story.
100%.
Whereas, like, if DCE doesn't win that game, for me, I don't feel like he ever has stepped out of the shadow of before.
Is he 2-2 now as captain?
2 wins out of 3 series, I think.
Yeah, so
it's 2 out of 3.
Yeah,
we were trying to work that out.
Because I think he was injured for 2000 and the first one. Could you check that? I think at 3 series he's captain.
Because I thought GI was skipper, then got injured, then Cherry got named maybe for that series as skipper after GI got injured.
I think he's had 3 series and he's won 2 of them. I think.
That's hectic. It's just like, and at no point am I like trying to lump all the blame on Nathan for that loss at all. Because as you said, we were fucking shit.
I honestly think it was
those errors were
massive.
ridiculous.
Imagine the game if you didn't have those errors.
The frustration was just more about going like, if If you are
errors-
the man that we all fucking think you are or going to be, it's like, and yes, we came up in the era of Joey, so we're spoilt. And our expectation, especially for dumbasses who don't know what they're talking about, is probably too great. But like, I needed to see more, and I'd had a lot of blokes and tequilas, and it upset me greatly.
But the errors coming out of our own half though were unforgivable.
Ridiculous,
They were
ridiculous.
really, really
But
poor.
like bush league shit.
You know what they were? They were pressure errors. They were errors where blokes are going, how the fuck do we get out of our own end? I need to do something special.
Get back to basics, baby. Tuck it under the arm and truck seed. Can I ask you this? Addo Carr, a noted trucker of nut, does he fucking play a role there? Getting out of trouble. I've seen him do it many, many times.
But like Tupou, he's like Tupou and Bizza are like the best in the comp, and Tupou especially, he just had a really poor game. What do you got there, matey?
Yeah, 2-2. He started in 2019.
Look, I tell you what,
take 2 and 2.
given the era he's come up in, you take 2 and 2 all
100%,
day.
massive
mate.
win. Yeah, so with Cleary, I think it's going to sound stupid. I think it's more a compliment that we're having these discussions about greatness because we have such high standards for him. If you know what I mean. I see I see your point that he hasn't had the series yet. I just think that the series is going to come. It's like DCE. DCE had to wait till he's 32, 33 to have that moment.
I don't want to have to wait that long.
But let's put it a different way then. Instead of like putting the series on his back, like what is it going to fucking cost Tom and I to buy a tight win?
Yeah.
What do I have to fucking do? Like, is it financial? Is it sexual? What is
We've
it?
got to use our mouths.
What do I have to do? Like, I can remember one tight win in recent memory. In fact, I can't remember any others except this in the 2019 when we won in the final moments, which I think was the rugby league gods being like, we're going to pardon you, Mitch Pearce, on this
And give
occasion.
you a win.
We're going to give you a win just because you've gone through so much pain. But outside of that, we don't fucking win the tight, grubby affair. We just don't.
Yeah,
And it pisses me off.
If I'm talking about just the last 5 years, and I know people like New South Wales hate to hear this, but I think picking and sticking Queensland do really, really well. And I think that gets you through tight moments.
I agree.
Do you think that we run too deep?
I reckon
In
too
the
ruthless
sense-
with the drops in that.
No, but in the sense that like we go
We've got too many things to pick from. So it's
Queensland,
like,
you could argue are just you've got one bloke to pick from and that's it. Whereas, is there an argument to be made that New South Wales have so many different options?
Well, it makes it like going to the selection
is depth
table.
our
curse.
I mean, it's a good point because like going to the selection table as a Queensland coach, it's almost easier than New South Wales because New South Wales you have to contend with like absolute depth of like. I mean, you could have put Jesse Ramian in the centres, like he's been playing so well.
Yeah.
Tony Staggs, Campbell Graham, Zach Lomax, Moses Sully. All of those guys are
Brad
playing.
Parker. Playing for.
And then you've got the wide running forwards. You've got Tyson Frizzell. You've got Olaka Watu. You've got Keon. Whereas you look at Queensland and the depth isn't as close. So, I mean, it's a good point. Like, it's almost like
Spoiled for choice.
making the decision harder. So that if you've got more choices, you're more likely to make the wrong choice.
Yes.
You know?
So since Hodgkinson scored that try in 2014, so after that, New South Wales, have only won 3 games by 6 points or less.
There you go.
We hate the tidies.
That's
So
interesting.
there you go.
Hate the tidies. We just like humping you fucks into the ground, which I get, and that is fun. But like when it's a close Origin battle, which is the essence of Origin, we can't.
It's the
seem to get-
bedrock of Origin. Like
the bedrock.
I like seeing a humping, just as much as the rest of the state. 50, 60, 70 points. That shit's good. That's fun. But sometimes you want those tight ones. Sometimes you do.
They do. I mean,
And they elude us, and they've eluded us my entire life.
what would you
basically.
rather? Last year's your record win, so that record win, or would you rather what Queensland did this series?
Probably Queensland because you guys were so beneath us last year in every way.
It was unfair.
It's kind of like you're playing with your food at some stage, but like whereas when you get in a tight affair, the teams are evenly matched. Maybe Queensland a little bit better off than New South Wales.
Mate, I would have taken 100%.
$1.30 favourite.
Hey, I know,
Mate, I would have taken a game 3 tight win at Suncorp any day of the week.
Yeah.
In that same time, Queensland have won 9 by 6 points or less.
There you
and,
go.
and that's not even including the last game because that was
There
by
you
10.
go.
There
So
you
this
go.
is a vibe thing. Tom and
Yeah.
I come up with vibe.
Yeah.
You're the
I didn't have
master
those
vibe.
stats to hand.
No.
And I'm just like, when was the last time we won a tight one?
We're
A fucking
masters
winner.
of vibe.
And
Masters
it's starting to piss
That's
me
a
off.
great shirt, Masters of Vibe.
Masters of Vibe.
You should do that.
We probably should do that.
I'd wear that. Master of Vibe. That's a fucking great shirt. You should
Like
do
it. We will.
I
We've
mean,
got-
I
we noted
did
it
say
down.
first. I did say first, but whatever.
Well, I don't know.
There you go.
I think we've been
I just
saying
gave it to you. $1 million idea.
Yeah.
Sweet. Don't worry about it.
It's all right.
But just to bow this little thing, they've won 9 tidies. We've won 3.
Maybe you need to get tidy whities.
You've won 9 deciders. We've won 1.
Maybe you need to get the boys.
That's not all coming out of your own end errors. Put it that way.
Maybe you need to get your boys wearing tidy whities. To win
Get the boys in bonds.
Well, we wear tidy whities. I'm pretty sure the Queenslanders do.
I used to be reared on a healthy diet of a tidy whitey. Underneath my flannelette pajamas, underneath my dressing gown.
So this is obviously post the nappy to bed. This is obviously when you're like at what? You obviously won't wear nappies to bed.
Yeah,
so.
after the nappy to bed, yeah.
Okay, good.
So about 12 years old?
Yeah. I was wet and late.
Yeah, well, who wasn't?
Who wasn't wet and
What
late?
I did like about nothing I liked about it, but I think we even said on the podcast is like, I hate Queensland and I hate you and I hate everything about Queensland, but like I like Queensland. Like I like
Queenslanders,
but like
sort of.
listen,
They're not bad blokes,
No,
one-on-one.
we got tricked when
And
we were up
Sheila's.
there in the Caxton. I think they slipped something into our drinks, but just like the idea that Cam, Billy, and Thurston all coming together to mastermind like that's cool from just a rugby league fan perspective. Like stepping back from the whole Origin hatred.
You know what I
and
love
that sort
about
of
Origin now? It's like the narratives, like you guys, you've got Brandy, Joey, Freddie, and that's versus Cam Smith, Thurston, Slater, and Hannah. So you've got that battle going on, but then you've got the players as well. I honestly, I haven't been this excited for Origin. I can't even remember. Seriously, game 1 can't come soon enough. Like there is going to be like Payne Haas comes back into the side, Latrell Mitchell, Tom Trbojevic. Like how are we going to handle that?
Well, you can't.
You won't handle it.
You can't.
What are you talking about? Him and Latrell?
Yeah.
Forget
You'll be
about it.
Is this the
Fucked.
rhetoric though that kind of hurts you?
No, because it was when they were playing. We
Has
fucking
Tommy lost
dominate.
an Origin series?
No, he hasn't.
Answer the question.
I don't think he has.
Hey, who's got the most Origin hat tricks in history? Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Tom Trbojevic.
Yeah.
Tom likes playing the elite. He fucking gets off on it. He's like, fucking hell. I love playing the best players because it makes me look so much better.
Throwing Latrell is in the same boat. He hasn't lost an Origin either series.
So
See, do you know what I'm talking about, bro?
take out 2 guys that have never lost Origin. They get Origin because they don't lose in Origin.
I'll tell you what, Latrell came out and had a massive hot boy moment.
Bro.
He was like, "Oh, Matt Burton, you're in my jersey."
Did he
I'm
say
angry.
that to him?
Well,
he said to him, "You're the number 3 jersey's mine," or something.
I think that I would love to know what the question was that prompted that, but he just said that number 3 jersey is mine, which is what you want to hear.
But,
Dude, I
but
love
it
it.
is.
It really is.
No, it really is his.
It really is. It.
What, are you going to tell Latrell it's not his? That's
No.
the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Burton will wear the 6.
Burton will wear the 6 or the 14. Or
Well,
the 6.
White will wear the 14. Tommy
Or the
will wear
6.
all the 6. Yeah, well, so it's a 6 or a 14, 6 or a 14.
Look, we're not saying we're going to drop anyone, but you know what I mean? Like, we're
There's
running
room
out
to
of room.
move.
What I will
We're
say
running
is,
out of room for
you know
certain
what
people.
I think is funny is like all year Latrell cops it about his aggression and this, that, and the next thing. And then Origin comes around and you have a loss like that. And I guarantee you there's so many New South Welshmen going, fuck, we could have used Latrell out there just to go fucking crazy.
I said I'd pick him. I was saying for weeks before the game I'd pick him.
Yeah. But like
Should have picked him.
Everyone like gets angry at him at club footy. Like, you're too aggressive, he goes too crazy, he loses his head. It's like, that's the bloke you need in the Origin
Yeah,
circuit.
100%.
You want him going crazy. Like him for the Rabbitohs was unbelievable.
He seems
the other night.
like, and again, I'm sort of going out on a limb a little bit because I didn't watch the entire press conference, but I saw a bit of the way he was talking in the presser after the game on the weekend. He seems like more confident or more comfortable or relaxed. Like he's just
Love
come
that.
back in a bit more of like a mood.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I'm comfortable with my position in the game and who I am and like the way I'm captain here and the way he was talking and everything. I was like, oh, he looks like he's
I think mature.
in
is
a
probably the best
fucking
word.
mood. Yeah,
Like,
mature.
He just seems like quite mature now when he's gone through. Like when you look at his last few years of what he's gone through, like fuck, it's pretty hectic. And I think he's come out the other side and realised who he is as a bloke, what he does and doesn't stand for. And I also think the Rabbitohs fans deserve a lot of like raps for that because the Rabbitohs fans really love him. And he feels it back by being the captain.
I
of
don't
it.
get, because there are players that I can understand when everyone's like, fuck this guy. Like, I do not understand at all how you can like not get hard for Latrell, no matter who you are.
I don't either.
Queensland and New South Welshman, fucking
I would love
Roosters
him
fan.
in a Queensland jersey. Seriously, I love him as a player. And yep, he's aggressive. And sometimes
we love him as a person.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, like the man underneath the jersey means a lot to us. We're
means more to us, but obviously
not as vain and fickle as you. But anyway, I tell you what though, I tell you who I was disappointed by, like really disappointed by, Joey Johns. That him on 9 after the game. That was fucking disgraceful.
Like it was. Fucking,
Seriously.
Yeah. Origin, sure, we pump it up about passion and we fucking all beat our dicks when Cam Smith's screaming for fucking Brucey in the commentary box.
Best
But if
commentary
Andrew
ever.
Johns shows a lick of fucking passion, we were sort of calling for him to be shot or kicked out of the state.
Look, I
Maybe
mean, I
both.
used to love Joey, but not after he carried, not after the way he carried himself.
How unprofessional.
You know what? I went straight to Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a place to go.
I went straight to
to
Twitter.
go.
Yeah.
Just let everyone know that I was fucking deplorable.
Damien Martin
And 'cause
of
you know
West
what-
Australian cricketer fame, who probably doesn't understand a fucking thing about rugby league, was like, hashtagging loser to Andrew Johns. You're
There's
like,
only one loser there, bro.
yeah, fucking shut up, Damien Martin. Good cricketer.
I'm a Queenslander. I fucking loved it.
So did everyone.
I fucking loved it.
Except
And
everyone.
I don't understand. Like, we expect these blokes to want to go out and die for their state, and the goat is sitting there going, "I'm going to do this bullshit." Like we all knew what he meant. Like we all knew he wasn't having a crack at Smithy beside him or Fatty. We knew what he meant. It
2
was
days later, he's literally being told that New South Wales people don't care about the jersey. It's like, that might be the bullshit he was talking about.
exactly that's the bullshit he's talking about. And also, people don't actually. Some people may know, but So Channel 9 they do the post match near the side of the ground. So you've got the stands there. So basically, they had Joey John sitting there for like 30 minutes, getting absolutely pizzled by Queensland fans before he went on air. So imagine you're sitting there and you've got people yelling out, fucking
All manner of shit.
all manner of shit. Fuck you, Joey, you New South Wales, this, that, the next thing. And then you've got to go on and talk about how great Queensland were of the series win. And you're the GOAT. So like, if anything, he didn't go crazy enough. Like I'd be spewing if I'm
Yeah.
sitting there and New South Wales fans are spraying me the whole time.
Mate, honestly, I defies belief that someone can sit there going, "Oh, Joey John's setting a bad example for children. What a poor role
It's
model."
fucking 10:30 at night.
It's 10:30 at night. The greatest player of all time who lives and breathes New South Wales Rugby League is a little bit fucking pissed off that we just lost another unlosable series. Like, of course he's fucking pissed off.
honestly.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he's a bit of a huff and a puff. He answered the questions.
Yeah.
He wasn't glowing.
No.
Did he need to be glowing? He was upset.
I loved
what a
it.
poor example he set. What, by showing a bit of fucking passion and a bit of ticker?
Which is what you whack off to about Origin. And when Cam Smith's saying go Brucey in the commentary, which was
Dozer.
awesome, Dozer, Brucey, whatever, was fucking hilarious, right? Even as a New South Wales fan, it's like, that's great.
Yeah.
What about the miracle try? Oh, Sterlo, what about that one? Like, that's what it's all about. Joey's cut after an Origin loss. Don't be such a fucking loser to get upset by that. If you're
I
upset
loved
by
it.
that, you're a fucking
What you
loser.
want to? Are you encouraging your kids to be some fake loser who just like pretends to be another person? Like, wear your heart on your sleeve with a bit of passion.
And like,
Loved it.
what do we want this to be like a real
Jamie doesn't get
sterile? It's weird because it's like they want entertainment, but at the same time you don't want him to be passionate about the stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they
Same people who complain about players that don't give enough in
Exactly.
post-game
I was going to say,
interviews.
apparently, like, it's too cliche, it's too boring, but then as soon as he says how he really feels, all of a sudden it's like there's a
What
big
to be
disgrace.
professional.
Yeah. It's
Need
like
to be professional.
He was. He sat there getting fucking heckled near to death, answering questions next to a smug as fuck Cameron Smith who's pissed him off for 15
And
years.
Fatty as well.
And Fatty,
and
yeah.
Fatty. Two dickheads he probably can't stand at that point in time. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, fuck.
unbelievable.
Great stuff. Look, famous win. We're getting used to it at Queensland, the famous wins, but
Well, can you take that hat off, bro?
nah, I think it's a good hat, to be honest.
Shout out to Jai Arrow. Shout out to Jai Arrow.
Well, one of the great interviews,
Yeah.
post interviews.
He was.
Again,
was so
that's-
scat.
Dude,
He was full to the brim.
but that's like, you love that. You're like, there you go. That's a person being himself.
Yeah. What I loved about it is, like, he was so inebriated. Like, he would stop mid-sentence as if he'd forgotten what the sentence was.
he didn't know where he was. It was
going.
special stuff.
As you can see.
Change my shorts, my heart, this heart.
And then it's like,
he gave me. Nice.
Oh, I fucking
Didn't even
love
have the
that.
foresight to whack a pair of shades on just to cover the eyes.
Doesn't
Just
need to.
Cuts all over his face and shit, just getting home.
He was so bouncy,
So good.
and his head was so rough.
Yeah,
so rough. Great
Should have
stuff.
slipped in. Imagine if you walked out in a pair of trackies, the bounced outs.
Oh, that'd
Oh.
be nice. That would have been nice. We
That
should
would've
send him
been
a
fucking-
pair if he wasn't from Queensland.
Now, what are your thoughts about Radley picks England?
Can I be honest?
Yes,
I was very surprised.
I was surprised too.
I was very, very surprised. He'd been in the squad. I was under the impression that that Victor, the inflictor, was born for the Origin arena. That was my understanding. He's not that old. I think he's 24. Did we look up the
Yeah.
other day?
Yeah, 24. Dude, that's crazy though. We were like, he's won 2 comps already.
Yeah.
24.
Like,
done all this shit.
If anyone's ready for the Origin arena or born for it,
Do you reckon-
it seemed to me like it was Victor, the
Do you
inflictor.
reckon he could potentially be the most suspended player in the first 4 years of a career?
Maybe.
Like that's, I don't know. I mean, like you're only 24 and you spent a lot of time on the sideline. I love it.
And he got unlucky because his come up came in a time where it's like cracking down on everything. Whereas back
Yeah.
in the day, he probably would never be suspended.
No, he'd probably be captain of the country right now. I think that it's potentially Victor, the inflictor, has had some inside word. This is tinfoil hat. Inside word that they're going to look at Origin eligibility for people born in New South Wales
Yeah, okay. I can
and
see
playing
that.
for Tier 1 nations and that sort of shit.
Mal Meninger has come out and said, it is disappointing, but if he feels that way, I think I have made my feelings let. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I just want people who want to play for Australia, the green and gold jersey. He's always in the mix. I had him in the squad I took over to New Zealand last time in 19. In saying that, it was good for England because he is a quality player and a quality fella. Mal Meninger has also come out and said, basically, if you're born in Australia, but you have English heritage or whatever, similar thing, and I think I'd assume it would be the same for Samoa, Tonga, or whatever, you should be able to play for Queensland, New South Wales, and then choose who you want to be, represent heritage-wise, if you're born in Australia. Can you please check that, Matty, to confirm that? But I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
That was what I read was the thing he was saying, right? But I heard someone even intimate that maybe it was Brent Reed or something was saying that he'd spoken to Mal as well, and the similar sort of thing. There's just enough whispering going on here that makes you think that maybe Victor is like, because it seems like quite a quick change in that he was in the New South Wales squad like a couple of weeks ago. That just, you know, the drums, like that he's, I don't know, he's got the inside word or something where it's like, you'll be able to play soon.
yeah, it's interesting.
Get a World Cup.
I personally, when I first saw it, I was shocked because I didn't know I knew he had English heritage, but I didn't know his dad was born there. But as soon as he said his dad was born there, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Heaps
Like,
of sense.
I can, if my dad was born in England, I can see myself wanting to play for England to make him happy. But, you know, I would never play for Australia, but if I got the
China,
opportunity,
dude. You're the best Chinese rugby league player.
All time.
all time. What do you got there?
Yeah, so you're basically right. Basically, what Mal Meninger wants, because he came out a few weeks ago and spoke about the Samoa boys and Tongan boys. He was like, he's fine with them playing for Samoa and Tonga 100%. He just wants the tiers to be scrapped so they can plan in advance because there's so much uncertainty at the moment. So basically, all Mal wants, if you want to play for your country, he wants you to play for your country. If you want to play for your state, you can play for your state. He just wants the whole tier thing to be scrapped. Like if you want to play for, like Victor Radley should be able to play for the Blues because he grew up here and also play for England. That's what Mal Meninger's saying.
I think, we spoke about this last week.
We did talk about this.
Yeah.
The 13-year-old cutoff thing, I think if you get rid of the tiers, then that makes sense, right?
I totally
If you're here
agree.
before 13, you can represent your state, or you can play for a country of heritage.
And a perfect example, I said it on Monday, but I'll say it here
Sure.
again, is like Papali'i, Tino Fa'asuama, Alawi, and Nanai were literally walking around draped in a Samoa flag after their Queensland win. So if you're going to tell me that those boys weren't playing for their fucking state, you're kidding yourself. Like Tino was a dog out there. Nanai had a blinder. Papali'i, one of our best forwards ever. So this idea that if you have a different heritage, you can't give your all to your state, it's just not true. There is evidence right there. Tino, Papali'i, and Nanai.
Well, they're different things as well.
They're not connected.
They're not connected
Yeah.
in any way.
Because it's like, again, I've said this before, but and I want to get your thoughts. It's like saying that Luai and To'o and Critter can't represent Penrith to the fullest because their heritage is Samoan. Because it's just an area, Penrith's an area. The things that those boys have done for Penrith I'd argue that they've put Penrith on the map more than nearly any person ever. Like, it's almost cool to be from an area that, used to get mocked. Now all of a sudden it's the hub of culture, the Western Sydney. And that's a rise of the rapping, but also those boys have made a massive dent in the Penrith when it comes to putting it on the map.
100%. 100%.
So, yeah, look, I personally, we spoke about it last week. So
Look, at the end of the day, we did talk about it last week, but if they get rid of the tiers, scrap all that bullshit, and you can play for a country of heritage like that, like the international game only gets better.
it'll explode.
Imagine the World Cup if all the teams are stacked.
Like Samoa, if they have their full
be
team,
fun.
it'd be like this is the most excited I've ever been for a World Cup.
Look, humping people gets old.
100%.
It gets old, dude. Gets very old humping people at the World Cups.
Dominating gets really old.
Yeah.
Exciting times. Tonight, 6 p.m, Bloke, tan hoodies and trackies are dropping. Limited supply, guys. This is our last winter drop for an entire year. So be there so you don't miss out. That is 6 p.m, www.bloke.shop or blokeinabar.com. Be there. We've also got our Bloke beanies. Limited supply, guys. We've got the tan Bloke hoodie and the tan trackies. They are super comfortable. They're the same sizing as our other colours. And again, this is the last winter drop for an entire year. So if you want to grab some Bloke kit, make sure to do it. That is tonight at 6 p.m. Also, Bloke MIDI is now in every Liquor Legends in Queensland, New South Wales, ACT and Victoria, as well as Bloke OG. So the original Bloke is in every single Bottle-O, Celebrations, Porter's Liquor, IGA Plus Liquor in New South Wales and ACT. Go to our website, blokeinabar.com. You put in your postcode. It will show you the nearest stockers. Make sure to grab a case this weekend to watch some bloody brilliant footy. 6 p.m. tonight. Bloke hoodies, be there. Let's get back to the show. Now, West Tigers coaching situation.
Whoa, what's going on there?
What's going on?
What's going on there?
Mate, this is
What's
fucking...
happening? They haven't landed anyone yet?
I can't believe how juicy this has got.
This is...
You know what this is? This is like midday soap opera, like fucking Sands of
Someone
Time
comes back from
bullshit.
the dead. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Where
what are
have
you doing
been?
back here, Horatio?
I didn't die.
I've never coached a game. Sign me for 5 years.
So Tim Shane sacks Madge Maguire, even though he's brought in to look after Madge Maguire, becomes coach instead, and then shorts balls in a couple of old fucking kids he used to know, and then gives one of them a 5-year contract, even though he hasn't coached a game in his life.
And Farah Cleary wants to be coach. I mean, clearly wants to coach at the very least. It's a surprising. I don't mind the plan. Like, I like the fact they've got a plan. But
anyone
But
can
do you
have a
like the
plan.
fact that you've got that they've just got a plan
generally? Like,
oh no,
or do you like the plan, or just that there
Do you like
is
the
a
plan, or do you like the fact that there's finally a plan?
You're just like a fan of organisation generally.
Yeah.
Like Matty fucked up organisationally. Do not bring the double
So like
bag,
sticky
right?
notes and highlighters and shit turn you
whiteboards
on.
and shit.
yeah,
You know,
I think so. I think so.
calendar notes, invites.
Look, I think
They've sent someone to Office Works.
yeah.
there's a concern that, like, Benji, because he hasn't coached, do we know that he likes it? Like, I don't know. That's the concern I have, is like, how happy is Benji going to be? Maybe he gets 3 years in and says, nah, this is not for me, man. I don't want to do this. And then all of a sudden they're sitting there going, oh shit.
Worth the risk though, right?
Benji's not that old as well. Young family, like
Yep.
all consuming, being a first grade coach. Like,
Especially at a shit club.
especially at a shit club. 5-year deal. Never coached before. Did I mention that? Did I mention that at the top? No, this is an anti-Benji.
No,
this
we
is
love
not
Benji.
anti-Benji. I'm a big fan of Benji.
We're pro Benji.
People reckon Benji, if anyone can do it, it's Benj. This is an anti-Benji. This is more like a...
It's almost
This feels like a...
protecting Benji.
It feels like a
protecting.
fucking roll of the dice.
This seems like the last throes of a dying society. You know what I mean?
Like the last days of Rome.
The last days of Rome. This is like, fuck it. We've had Seraldo nah-brah the fuck out of us after coming twice. After coming out and saying, we want Cam. Cam went, thanks, but no thanks. Like, we'll give you 5 years, no thanks. Then just before they announced Benji, they're like, are you sure? And he says no again.
What did that come? Was there a report?
Well, Danny Weidler reported that they did an 11th hour plea to Seraldo again.
Surely not. Fuck.
Danny Weidler blocked us on Twitter. I don't know why, but we still love you, Danny.
Did he block you on Twitter?
Yeah.
Have you
I
ever
don't know.
tweeted to him?
Never.
No. All we ever said a couple of times was that he likes putting himself in his own shots.
Oh, okay. So he's
Which
seen
he
the-
does.
Well, he
I don't know
does.
what
That's
the fucking
not-
big
that's
deal
not-
is. Like, open your eyes,
So
Danny.
he's
You're in
seen
every
the meme.
shot.
You're in every shot.
I saw him on the plane the other day, I think.
Sure, of course you did. He's in everyone's fucking eye line. That's constantly what he's doing. I'm surprised
He
he's
was
not in
interviewing
here
the air hostess.
But yeah, so they had a last like 11th hour desperation
Wow.
bid. Then they went, fuck it, give it to Benji. And everyone went, wait, what? And you're like, Benji Marshall, never coached. No, yep.
5 years. Did it need to be that long?
Yeah,
Did it need to be
interesting.
5 years? That's what I'd ask.
Should it have been longer?
Well, maybe
10 years, mate.
Benji didn't want to take anything less, so he had an opportunity to really build out his,
But we know
experience.
that doesn't matter, right?
Well, the 5-year deal is inclusive of the.
The assistant. That's
First-
what I mean.
first 2
And that's
years.
maybe why.
Oh, it's 2 plus 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I thought it was 2 plus 5. Look, our math may have been
It's
slightly off.
a
Doesn't
five.
matter.
It's 5 total, and including the tutelage.
I look. It's not going to surprise anyone listening. I don't. I'm not terribly close to the board members of both West and Balmain, but this feels like a Balmain decision to me.
Yeah.
It just does.
Feels very Balmainy.
Look, I'm not sure. I don't know what. I honestly don't even know the different factions in the sense of what they would represent. Why do you say it's Balmain?
Well, because Balmain, a once great, proud rugby league suburb, now a gentrified beret capital of Australia, shithole, if you're into rugby league. I feel like it's maybe the decision of like the head of the Balmain side of things who doesn't actually realise that he's head of a rugby league club. Benji's hot. Benji's cool. He won The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did win that, didn't
Let's
he?
get the fucking
let's get
apprentice
that.
guy on.
So
it.
you
I mean,
reckon
if
that
he
was
could-
secretly
Celebrity
maybe,
apprentice.
So if he can win over Lord Sugar on Celebrity Apprentice,
Yeah.
who's to say that he can't whip a couple of fucking rugby league thugs into shape?
So you reckon that they were watching the board for the Tigers are avid Celebrity Apprentice watchers, and they've almost had a fanboy moment.
I think that
Well,
they're
let
a
me
bit
ask you
more
this.
pop culture.
If Benji Marshall was going for the position and he doesn't have any coaching experience whatsoever, he can only show the flick pass so many times during the interview process. I think he just put in the Celebrity Apprentice tape and goes, "Look at me at work here, baby. I won that thing."
I got a question for you, Eddie. How many times can he show the flick pass though? Because I think that's important to know. What we obviously kick off with the flick pass.
In moments like this, I like to defer to the great and powerful Tim Cahill,
Yeah.
who I believe has run up
32
32
Reposts.
instances and reposts of him scoring the overhead goal in the air.
Is that a legit number?
That's a legit number.
A
I
dribbler
haven't
went
made
back
that
and
up.
counted on his Instagram.
Dribbler went back and
32.
counted them. And as someone alerted it to us, we were getting Dior to count on the show. He got up to like 20 odd. The official number was 32. A day later,
He went again.
he went again. No bullshit. So, and
know
he's
what?
getting
It's
away with
worth
it.
it.
And he's getting away with
But
it.
I'm
Yeah.
saying like inside of a presentation, like a pick me PowerPoint. How
I
many
think you just
times
have a
every second
screen. I think
slide?
yeah.
Every second slide, it just comes up. Oh, what's
quick
that?
one?
Either you run it every second slide, or you just have it in the background,
P&P.
or just like a little PNG, like a little
Just
a
a
GIF,
GIF.
just a little GIF.
Well, when he walks in, he could say, "Does this TV have picture in picture? Because otherwise, I can't do my PowerPoint presentation because he needs one of the pictures in the picture."
Well,
And then-
the star wipes aren't stars; they're Benji, they're flick wipes.
Flicks, yeah.
It's him just going like that.
Well,
real
I
quick.
think he also walks in. He's got to
So
have
like
someone
every
with
time
him.
a word comes on the screen, it's
Yeah.
him just flicking it on.
As he sort of walks in, though, like flicks something onto the table. You know, you just got to try and incorporate it as much into the presentation as possible.
as he leaves, he just flicks it out the back.
Yeah.
out the
Yeah,
door.
like it.
Yeah.
See you
Like
later.
it. Perfect.
Then
And they
when-
go,
as they
give
get
that
in the
man
car-
5 years.
Like,
As I get
oh,
in the
that's
car.
the guy who did the flick pass. Let's give him a five-year job.
I tell you what, it's a powerful fucking bit of video. I'd probably hire him if he did that to me.
Well, that's
it'd be
why you
hard
get a
to turn him
5-year
down.
deal without any coaching experience whatsoever. It's genius from the bench.
I just can't believe how quick it happened because like
That's the Tigers, though,
it
right?
went from Benji almost being told on air nearly that they were interested to him going, look, I've always been interested in coaching to in 48 hours. Oh, boom, 5-year deal.
Buzz says it was his doing. Didn't he say that in like the papers? He was like, "Yeah, I had a lunch with him and like talked to him."
No, I think they had a lunch and it was mentioned that they were that was the plan or something. There was a journo lunch with the West Tigers board or something, and there's a few journos there, and then they
And
basically
Buzz said, "You should do this."
So look, interesting. Look, if there's one man that can do it, that can do great things, it's got to be the great Benji Marshall and Robbie Farah.
Look, I believe in Benj. I just worry for him.
Do you reckon that's going to be their slogan? Believe in Benj.
but also worry for him.
Yeah,
that's on the
believe in
back.
Ben.
But also
But
in
also
small
worry.
riding,
Yeah.
but also worry for him.
Yeah.
If it gets too hard, we'll let him go.
Or
so he
pray
doesn't-
for him.
Pray for Benji.
Pray
That
for
should be that.
Benji.
Yeah, instead of it like being, whatever the like.
Yeah,
Fire
like the
up
Tigers,
Broncos
fire
or
up,
whatever,
like
it's
it.
just like-
Tigers 2023 and onwards is pray for Benji.
Yeah, Tigers go down 38-2 to the Bulldogs. Hashtag pray for Benj.
Hope we hope we don't ruin a club legend's life.
Hashtag pray for Benj.
Yeah, we were talking about it as well. Like, it's funny. It's a funny old world. I feel like only yesterday when Benji Marshall of club legend fame was informed on the radio that he was no longer wanted at the club. No one could even pick up the phone. Now he's been given 5 years without a lick of coaching experience.
And
That's fucking soap opera, middle of the day stuff.
Greatest
right there.
game of all stuff.
it's the greatest game of all. Like, and
You can't script that.
put it this way, Tigers have delivered so much content over the last couple of years. I'd argue they deserve a bit more money from the NRL because they're almost keeping the game afloat with the amount of content.
They
they're
just,
pushing
but
out.
they
a great
need to have
point.
cameras on them 24/7.
They're content kings.
Yeah, they are.
Seriously.
It's like keeping up with the Kardashians, except keeping up with the Tigers.
Tails the Tigers down.
I hope it does.
But I want
work,
them like going to the John and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I want to hear.
I want
a
to
bit
be more
from-
intimate.
I want to hear. I want to see how with Pasco to their hairdresser. I want to see what they do there. You know what I mean?
I'd love to know what they do
They
there.
get to work on that thing.
I'd love
It'd be a
to know
home
that.
operator, I reckon. Though.
You reckon,
Bring
dude?
it to the home.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Okay,
they bring
it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. Keep the fucking
Can you
cameras
get
rolling.
your hairdresser in here? Yeah,
I
yeah,
go down
interesting.
to like Don Barber or something, like it's the Don or some shit, like Don Cuts, and it's in the Canterbury.
Don's cuts.
Not the Canterbury, the Cannery.
Do you go to the is it your spot? Do you just go to the have you found a place you like and you go?
Oh, it's
to?
just easy. It's the closest place to me.
But is
close
that the
place.
place you go now? Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
were to move, would you come back here
No.
to get your haircut?
No,
You
I just
in
go
there?
wherever is close. I don't like getting haircuts.
I think my haircut
you shoot the
place
shit down
is
there?
Mr.
really.
Men's on Bondi Road.
Yeah, I used to go to Mr. Men's.
Yeah, dude. He's
when
a
I
good
lived
man.
around the corner.
Yeah.
Will you
He's a
go
good
back
bloke.
there if you? If
I
you had
do.
to?
I go back there.
Really?
Yeah, I go back there. I went and got my hair, my beard trimmed the other day.
Really?
I like Mr. Men's.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Bit of a league fan as well. And there you can shoot.
His
the
daughter
shit.
still
His-
cutting
yeah,
down
his
there?
daughter's in there.
Yeah.
They both get to work. Shout out to Mr. Men's. Not an ad, but go there.
I mean, we'll send the invoice.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, you will.
Yeah.
You will.
Times they are
Look,
changing.
we both will. You might get an invoice from Hello Sport, and you might get an invoice from us,
Well, you might get invoiced twice.
and then we'll pretend like you haven't paid it.
Yeah, correct.
Mr. Men's on Bondi, get in there. Or
Bondi
Dapper
Road.
Don's. It's Dapper Don's
Dapper
in the
Don's.
Cannery. Get in there. He's good. He's quick. He respects my. I don't really like talking that much, so he like.
Do you
don't
like
speak?
say something beforehand?
Does he know who you are?
No. He's. I think
You
he's an
don't.
immigrant.
You don't fucking show him photos and that.
No. Well, I always.
Surely you've shown him.
I lead the
your highlights
conversation around.
package.
I was like, "Yeah, you watch a bit of footy,"
Oh, you watch a bit of
and then I
footy?
like lead him into, "Oh, who's your team?" And then
You
he'll
watch
be like,
YouTube and stuff?
and then he'll be like, "Oh, it's fucking the Roosters." I played a bit of footy for the Broncos. Just take him down that path.
Yeah, right. And then
Do
does
you
he
show
go
him the footage?
Yeah, of course.
the 10-minute highlights?
I try and get a discount.
So how do you, if you don't like talking, you say that he respects your obviously antisocial, fucking don't like to talk to people shit. So like, do you say to him, all right, mate, so I just want short back and sides. I need the Kempy, short back and sides. Don't talk to me.
No, I say 1.5 on the sides and just need a trim, mate. So see how it's like now it is? Just like that, just a little bit shorter, 1.5 the sides. Boom, sit down. That's it.
What about on the back? One on the back as well?
1.5 on the sides.
What about the back?
What do you mean? 1.5
Back
on
and
the
sides.
Back and side.
Oh.
So that's not a side, that's a back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
What
hold
about the
on.
goatee? Do you get
That's fair, right?
you get anything with the goatee done?
No, I don't get my goatee cut.
You do that yourself?
I do that
How
myself
often do you shave the goatee?
every second day.
Bro, you could grow a proper beard if you just committed.
Yeah, I reckon.
No.
No, a goatee.
No, he couldn't.
He could grow enough of a beard.
Nah.
I could grow a goatee.
He couldn't grow a beard. He could grow a
I couldn't
goatee.
grow a
the
goatee.
sides
There's
of
nothing
Look,
there.
bro,
There's
there's nothing there.
There's literally nothing there. I
You
can
can go one of the great goatees all time.
you
One
could.
been
Great
over
goatee.
that.
Yeah, you've seen the strength
No,
of the
I've seen,
goatee.
yeah, I know, but I'd love to see it again.
Again, it looks so dirty. When I go back
No,
and look
I
at
like
it,
it.
it's dirty
Can-
as.
let's try and
Yeah,
get
of
it
course
back.
you do.
I think if you
How
let,
do we get that back?
If you let it all hang
You gotta do a
out,
bet.
if you let it all hang out, like let it all grow, I think you'd actually get to a point where it would be like, oh, this is actually like a sexy James Franco-esque patchy beard you got going on.
Yeah.
You know what would be
Heaps
funny
sexy.
is if you grew it so long that it grew over your mouth and we never saw your teeth again.
That would be great.
I could look
That'd be fucking
That'd
funny.
be sexy, dude.
and just like there on the microphone.
Yeah,
sitting
you look
there.
like a whale's mouth.
And I go like this and put
Yeah.
the hair there.
Oh, dude, that'd be so gross.
That'd be fucked. That'd be fucked up.
Who could grow a more powerful beard? out of you two.
Dude, look at his fucking
really?
Oh yeah, bro.
Really powerful.
Mate, he's one of those sort of guys who, like, was able to grow a beard. At least I pretend like I knew you before fucking.
I've been able to grow.
Like, you've been able to grow a beard for a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
Man, I remember went
Long
to
time.
nationals when I was, I don't know, 10 or 11 or 12.
Maybe
Maybe
nationals, did you?
10, maybe 10 when I was 10 years old.
Nationals, you wouldn't have gone to Nationals.
No, I went there, won
Nah.
it, whatever. Anyway, won the 800, Australian champion. But anyway, in the 100 metres, there was a guy called Robert Boateng, and we were 10 years old.
I remember Robert Boateng.
He had a fucking goatee at 10 years old.
Yeah.
And he was honestly 6'3".
I
and
remember when I
muscular.
first went to, like,
He still got the record. He tripped over in the 100, broke the record.
tripped over at
The start, broke the record, and he still got the record. Robert Boateng.
Sounds like he wasn't 10.
Look, I would have liked to see his best because he was a big boy.
Yeah, if you got a beard at 10, like, if you got a beard at 13, 12, I'm like, okay, puberty could have come, to the party early. 10 years with a beard,
It was
That's
like
a lot.
goatee.
But I remember seeing, like, the first person, like, that, where, like, he was in my year in high school. I must have been 15. And I was like, oh, I thought he was, like, one of the camp counselors. It was when I first started at school. And I'm like, holy shit, dude, that guy. And then it was like, oh, no, he's, like, younger than you. I was like, what
The hell?
I've never seen a man like this before.
I remember when so we went away for school in the it would have been grade 12 so rugby league wasn't a subject at our school. We just, whenever confraternity came around, we would play some games in the lead up just to prepare for it. Anyway, we went to, I think it was like Wavell High or something, or we went to a school, and Wavell High, which is a rugby league school, came to that school to play the A teams to play each other. Whereas we were like B division, our front row was like 80 kilos. Like, no, we were terrible at rugby league. And I remember, because I had nothing to do with rugby league growing up, had never really been in the world at all, they all walked off the bus, and it was the biggest Polynesians I've ever seen in my life, covered in tattoos in year 12. And I remember going, there is no way that these guys are the same age as me. I was like skinny as anything, like tattoos. No one had a tattoo at all in our school. It was like a little innocent Catholic school. I couldn't believe how big these boys were at year 12. And then when we went to, obviously, confraternity, they were all like that, massive.
Just
huge.
terrifying.
I can't believe, like, how'd they get so big when they're in grade 12?
The Islander boys, they're big motherfuckers.
Mate, honestly, I was like thinking I'll never be able to compete with that. I remember our first trial, it was so I was on the Gold Coast, and I don't know who we were playing. It was the under-19s Monco side, and we ran out, and like Sonny Bill was in the Bulldogs, Mark Gasnier was at the Dragons, I'm pretty sure. And I remember going, there's no way I'll ever play against blokes that big. Like, they're too big.
Did you ever get to a point where you were comfortable playing against people that size? Or was it always
Yeah.
like, this is still fucked?
Nah, you just get desensitized to it. I tell you what being in rugby league does do, though, is that, like, all throughout, like, my formative years of, like, 17 till, 28 or whatever, I thought that I was a very small person, because in rugby league, being 5'11", you are small. And then when I quit footy and like went into the workforce or whatever, I was like, oh, I'm actually the average height. But I was fully convinced that I was a very small guy. Like a small, like.
When you're walking around the world and sort of like seeing people.
Not with his eyes open, clearly.
Yeah, but you don't really. It's when you're around it every fucking day of your life, you just think
You're
that
always
small.
conditioned, yeah.
Yeah, like you're the small guy. Like, oh, Kempy, he's 85 kilos. We need to get him to 90 kilos. All the other backs are like 95, 96. So you're constantly being told by your coaching staff, you need to put on weight. You need to put on weight. You're way too small. You're way too small. Whereas now we're getting to a point where they're realizing that putting on too much muscle mass on a body that's not supposed to be that big is bad. Like, but yeah, I remember that first trial, seeing Gasnier and Sonny Bill. I was like, there's no way I'll be big enough to fucking play those guys. They're so big. And then we went up to played reserve grade up the Cowboys, and I saw Matty Bowen for the first time in real life, and I was like, I don't know if I'll ever be that quick. Like, but in reality, like I could be that quick, but he was just so fucking fast. Like, yeah, but obviously it's different now because of the internet, so you can like view it and see it.
You
and
can
shit
be a
like
bit more
that.
desensitized.
100%. Whereas like when I was coming through, there was no internet with any of that.
There was just
information.
whispers.
Just whispers.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Be whispers about people.
Remember
Remember
when you obviously did 400s and that a lot.
Yeah.
Remember when you'd rock up to meets all the time and people like there'd be a new kid on the block that was he's gonna like people used to come up to me all the time and be like, this such and such, he's the new fast guy, he's going to beat you.
Mate. There was always this kid. There's this kid from Port Hacking. I can't remember his name at all, but like he was whispers about this kid for fucking ages.
And he was
then
the
I
next
versed
big
him
thing.
and he was like so elite. Like broke all the records, like fucking dominated, bro. Yeah,
I used to love when we did
all the
long
big
distance.
kids, the kids that like would go through puberty way earlier.
That
Used to wig me out. Dad
Yeah.
used to like get. I think Dad in fairness used to get like pissed off at like how weak I was. Like I'd come back from like the warm up area, being like, "This guy's fucking massive." Dad. Like he's gonna.
And
Fucking...
he'd be like, shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
he's like, mate,
Suck
it's
up.
not rugby. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's just a race.
It's just a
bro.
race. I don't have to hit you.
Nah.
Man, I used to, when we used to do long distance, as soon as they started like making noises as they were running, I knew they were broken. And the amount of young kids that would do that is pretty hectic. They go till they're like nearly passed out. Man, the good old days, boys.
The good old days.
The good old days. Now I'm just a fat piece of shit talking about dicks.
Well, mate, you're talking to a couple of fucking athletes here. We're marathon runners at the moment. So.
How's that all going, boys?
Going well.
Going well?
Yeah.
Are you getting back
You
on
want to know how
the
well
bike
it's
a bit?
going?
Oh,
Bit of
no.
strapping on the knee.
Oh, the knee
Bit of
strapping.
on the knee there.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. You got a bit of impact damage from running.
Yeah, just called runner's knee, mate. Basically
Yeah.
means that I can't run, which is great because that's what I'm trying to do. But
Mate, we've been down the
Bit of
runners
pain.
room.
Yeah?
Runners room. Shout out to the running room.
Mate,
Pace
maybe you
athletic.
need to start running on some treaties that have a bit of give.
we got some new shoes today.
Oh, new shoes.
Got new shoes,
okay.
mate.
We got some new
We're
wheels.
fucking prepped up. Got the physio.
Have you got uniforms for the marathon?
Not yet. We will
Getting
though.
them?
Sponsors, jump on board.
No fucking oath. We
Fucking
were
oath.
mate. Well, I was on the machine today. It measures like your pressure and like all your fucking thing. It's good.
Yeah.
Like
I
as
was-
in the
No,
No,
it
so
wasn't a
it's like
VO2
a-
max. It was like how to run.
Get
like,
your technique right so that
technique
you're
right.
like
Oh, really?
minimizing your impact and how to keep your cadence up and like.
the cadence.
So if your so my cadence was 158,
Mm.
and if I get it up to 165, it reduces. How's this? So 5% change in cadence reduces like the pressure on your knees by 20% and on your hips by 14.
What?
Yeah.
And like,
And
so
like he was showing me and shit. It was
what is-
fucking wild.
like
stuff.
what is cadence actually?
speed? Like leg speed.
Leg speed.
Yep, strides per minute.
Far out.
Yeah.
So cadence really is the fucking be all and end all.
Oh, no, cadence is
gait
like-
as well though. So like you're minimizing the length of your strides
Mm.
because, and I'm not sure about the percentages, but like the shorter your strides are, minimize the impact on your knee. 'Cause it was like the way it was explained to me the other day was like the longer your stride is almost like you're almost stopping your momentum by having your feet out in front of you. Like
Yeah.
if it's all happening directly under your feet, like the impact's just so low and you're just churning out fucking.
You know what you need to
steps.
get? You need to get the. I watched a documentary about Nike, and there was a bit about marathon running, and apparently there's like fly knits. I've actually got them, not on at the moment, but they actually make you like 3 or 4% faster.
Yeah, we
tried them
mate,
on.
we tried them on today.
tried them
They hurt your calves right at the start.
You've got to be basically like shout out to Pace Athletic. We got the fucking rundown today on shoes. He's like, listen, boys, this is your first marathon. You're not runners. It's not like your thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be putting these on
Well,
these
because
will
they're like
fuck you up.
Well, but
Yeah,
they're
they're
like
like-
you'll wear them once for the race.
Yeah.
Because there's like training shoes, and then there's a couple of tiers. We've got
I run in them. I run in this fly nets, and they literally hurt your calves after a run.
And are they quite? Do you like just ever get around them, or you just put them on for running?
I just put them on for run.
Yeah.
yeah. I go for walks in that in them. I love them, but it did take me probably 3 or 4 weeks to get used to them.
And there's some with like
these are
carbon
40
fiber
for 40
plates in them
Ks
and shit.
Yeah, 40 Ks, it'd be
Yeah.
stinging. The bottom, your like Achilles in that, they'll be stinging.
It's just there's not enough like room for error. Basically,
That's true. You could
So
roll
I've
your ankle.
basically been told because of my runner's knee, which is nothing to be ashamed of. So like,
which is what they said.
Yeah, that's what they said to me. So like part of our program is like different sort of training and then a long run each week. So run like last week was 50. Well, he did 20 Ks. I did 15 and I had to tap out because my knee was so fucked.
Really?
But now I'm on like light runs only now for the
Are you
foreseeable
doing like
future.
cardio, like a lot of bike cardio on that to keep your cardiovascular up?
No, dude.
Do a lot of bike, trust me.
No,
you
no,
wanna
I
make your
will.
knees.
Well, when we moved house, oh no, the removalists were taking my bike to storage. Fucking, so I don't have anywhere to put it. But the guy, I've found with long distance running, cardio being the least of my worries. It's my body just breaking down underneath me.
Yeah.
It's time on pins.
Time on pins.
That's what you need.
TOP.
TOP, time on pins, because your body, like your heart and your lungs gets fitter way quicker, or like race ready way quicker than your body. It's your body. It's every stride is 160 kilos of downwards pressure on your joints. Every stride, 42 Ks. So you get the body right, which is time
So
on
they're
pins.
trying to increase the
Okay,
strength
TOP.
in my muscle tissue and my fibers, and they're going to try and work me back up to the big long distances. Because right now, 15 Ks is putting me in a body bag.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're sort of on track.
What a
I'm a
journey.
lot more on track than Tom.
You just gotta
because
fight
he's got
through it.
runner's knee, which is nothing to be afraid
Nothing to be ashamed ashamed of, runner's knee.
When the doco comes out, this will be the big moment that you pull through.
Well, I hope so. This last week after my knee was like proper bad, like I couldn't get upstairs.
He was
and
looking for ways out.
I was like, Jesus Christ! I hope that I'm not like. I was concerned that the physios would be like, you can't run a fucking marathon, bro.
And so when
they're optimistic though.
When they say it's nothing to be ashamed of, did they feel that you were shamed?
Well, I was in tears on the bench. No, I think he was just like, everyone gets it. It's the most common injury. I'm like, okay, I'm a fucking.
Nothing to be ashamed of. You know, he's walking around going, why are you so sad? I fucking got runner's knee.
I got runner's knee. What from? Fucking running heaps.
So we're getting there, bro.
Yeah.
Mate,
So you're
it's
sitting
beautiful
you
to
are
watch.
sitting with athletes.
Sitting with athletes.
Yeah.
Beautiful to watch.
We also just ate fucking Kinder Buenos and Kit Kats before the start of the show. So
And Doritos.
And Doritos.
But that's got nothing to do with it.
No way. It's all up here.
He's like, how's your diet? And I go, yeah, it's all right.
Papali'i, this is Fox Talking Points. Papali'i shows the Eels and the Tigers just how good he is. Do you think Papali'i will backflip?
No, I don't think he will. I think that Benji Marshall carrot's too much to ignore.
What, that Benji carrot? Or that carrot dipped in Benji?
No, I just don't think he will. I think it's probably, I don't know, it just feels like it was maybe just a bit more like talk and maybe like managers being like, hey, Tigers, get your shit together.
How often do the backflips happen?
Pretty rarely.
Like realistically,
Yeah.
they don't happen very often.
Well,
do
like
they?
even the DCE one, I'm pretty sure that was still like legal. Like
No,
he
it
did-
was. It
yeah.
was before the June 30 cutoff.
And he had like a cooling off period. So like you could argue technically it wasn't a backflip. It was just the cooling off period and he decided not to go. It's, you know, he still signed the contract or whatever, but it was all legal. And so they don't really happen that often. They don't
No,
really
I didn't think so.
And I'm like,
Foreign looking at a backflip though.
but they've got rid of the June 30 thing, isn't it? What's the difference? What's the difference now? Like when can you backflip up until?
Basically now I think it's 7 days. Like it's not very long.
As in 7 days, you have only got 7 days to backflip.
So basically, but that's before it even becomes public. So
So he can't then. So
Well,
it's like
no.
not even a talking point. Like he can't backflip.
Well, that's that might be why clubs just immediately, as soon as someone agrees verbally, they leak it to the media because it just like puts pressure on you to be like, oh shit.
But we all know that he's already agreed and going. So if it's 7 days, it's like, well, you can't even backflip.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, maybe they're just trying to agitate for a release on the contract. I'm not sure, but I hope he goes. Now, Foreign, there were whispers. I can't see Foreign backflipping. He's not that type of bloke.
We've actually taken up religion just for this sort of period. We're heading out to Hillsong later today.
Yeah, we're
to go
devout. We're
Go and
devout
sing
now.
to the Lord and sort of
To get
pray
that to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's time to backflip.
It's time to backflip.
Yeah.
So just fuck integrity, all that shit.
No. Get out to
Nah,
Hillsong
look,
this
some things-
afternoon at about 5:30. Eddie and I are leading a sermon out
Yeah.
there. It's all about
Praised be to thy Lord.
getting Kieran to backflip on the
And
Titans.
so if he backflips, how do you sell that to, you know, I assume you think Manly's a club with integrity. Manly's a good club to be around, but blokes backflipping and go there, it's not a good look.
It's a fun look. What are you talking about?
I think you just say, listen.
We found a bit extra coin in one of the fucking
Yeah.
pillars.
And then Foz can just go, I don't know, like fucking personal reasons.
yeah, that's it.
And,
Right.
and his personal reason, if probed on it, is my soul belongs on the peninsula.
And so you reckon it's his soul saying, if you leave, you die? Because I believe you.
Yeah.
Like his soul will literally, as soon as he gets off that Northern Beaches bridge.
Well,
it lives.
apparently,
If
his
he
soul's a sucker for a bit of sun and sand on the peninsula, not Gold Coast. shit.
Look, put it this way. If he leaves the peninsula, he'll be no better than a ginger kid. Soulless.
So you soulless. The gingerbread man. So Foreign will be the gingerbread man on the Titans.
Yeah.
And they'll probably get injured because he was snapped because he's a gingerbread.
yeah.
Something like that.
Mate,
Yeah,
Foreign's
that seems
not,
to-
mate. Foreign's not go. He's not back.
He
wouldn't
is.
do that. No,
he is backflipping.
No,
I've
Don't-
talked to him. He said, I'm fucking staying, bro.
Don't be silly. Don't be silly.
I'm not
fucking
fucking
leaving.
leaving.
sorry, there's actually I think they might have scrapped this cooling off period altogether.
So
Either
you
way,
can.
No, so you just can't.
I think even workers' rights, you'd have to have a cooling off period. I'd be very surprised if once you sign a contract, immediately it's binding.
there's a lot of different. The maximum it would be is 10 days because that you're right. The deal used to be before round 13, and that's what happened with DCE because you can just flip. Then they introduced the 10-day cooling off period. Then there was talk they're going to scrap it, but then there was talk about that there was a 10-day cooling off period with the Sulu thing last year. So in any case, it's 10 days maximum.
Because even if you buy a house, there's a cooling off period. So and I think that's regulated because you got to be some time of cooling.
Is there a warming up period?
It'd be interesting.
So that'd be spring.
What would that entail? Like, you got to take him on a certain amount of dates, or
Well, you're warming them up.
Dine,
Yeah.
69.
That'd be the warming on period.
and do you sign like letter of intention? That actually is just letter of warming up.
So once you've climaxed, you now move into cooling off. Do you get it?
It's a warm down.
Yeah.
Cool down.
Well, it's a cool down.
Cool down. Cool.
Now, just while we're on Manly, how good's Ruben Snack Garrett?
Dude, he's so good. So good. So fucking good. I'm concerned. I know he's signed, but some loser club like the Tigers is like, oh, you want to come fucking over here? Like, don't throw shitloads of money at Ruben, all right? Leave the man
He's
alone.
a fullback now.
He's fucking
Dude,
good.
he's a good fullback.
Yeah.
He's a good fullback.
I honestly think fullback's his best position now.
I'm loving.
I can't tell if you're just like being facetious or you actually. think he's
I
the
was
best.
saying he should be full. Like, have I not been singing Ruben's praises for ages? Before it was cool to fucking sing his
Well,
praises.
we've been singing them for longer.
Where'd
than
you get that from?
Yeah, where'd you fucking start?
Was it cool though?
Mr.
When you did-
Mr. Original over here.
Yeah.
when you
fucking-
did it, it wasn't cool.
Well, that's why we do it, because we're prepared to fucking look foolish in the search for truth.
That's such a truth.
Ruben is fuckable.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And the way he plays that steed and the way he orchestrates the troops and the way he moves around the park turns me on. It's as simple as that.
I heard, I was saying this on our podcast, I don't know if it was Cherry or if it was Saab, but it was like, when you have Tom Trbojevic on your side, a lot of your game plan, shock horror, is built around him to whatever degree, you know. And once he went, it was like it's taken a bit of time to sort of change the way they play a bit. But they're like looking good. They're looking good. Beat the Storm. Should have beaten the Eels.
We'll beat the Chooks.
We'll beat the Chooks.
We'll beat the Dragons.
We'll beat the Dragons. We'll be at the Chooks game. That Manly's looking kind of like a premiership heavyweight.
Hang on. Why'd you laugh?
Well, they're definitely not premiership heavyweights.
The fuck are you talking about?
But I would say,
Why aren't they?
I don't think they have the strike power to beat the big dogs.
You don't think that the Australian Seven not
Not
doesn't
good
get
enough.
you
What about Olaquatu, best back in the game?
Probably more their forward pack.
Olaquatu.
Yeah, he's gone.
Josh Holloway.
Aloy has been good, but
Taylor
outside of that,
Secott,
they're
Lachlan Croker.
solid.
Looking Craig
Craig
best guy in the
Davey?
comp.
Craig Davey?
Andrew David.
It's Craig.
Davey.
I'm laying away.
Oh, okay. And where did that come from?
Well,
Craig
because he's
David?
got the fucking Craig David
Oh, okay, I see that.
Yeah.
It is interesting though, and I'm being serious here, guys. But like, with Garrick playing really well, does it make the argument that salary cap is a bit unbalanced in the sense of like, if let's say Tommy just can't, he's injured and he can't stay on the field, like you've got 1.2 sitting on the sidelines. What do you do as a club then? Again, to be clear, no one loves Tommy more. Well, you guys might love him more. I fucking love him to death. I think he's incredible. I think he's on his day, he's literally one of the greatest players of all time. Not the greatest career, one of the greatest of all time. But getting down to the nitty gritty, he's on $1.2 million. What do you guys do if he struggles to get back on the field consistently?
Look, it's a bridge that I don't want to cross.
Yeah, I don't. Have you
Neither
ever,
do I.
Have you ever heard of burying your head in the sand?
Yeah.
That's what you do.
The ostrich approach.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Tom and
Head
I
in the sand.
Tom and I like to go full blown ostrich.
Yeah. Believe everything's going to be okay
Just
until it's
fucking
not.
bury the prick into the ground.
Yeah.
If for some reason he needs to be medically retired, we would cross that bridge. But I'm touching wood.
So am I.
I've
on
got
a
wood
wooden
in
desk.
me right now.
Knowing that we have someone that can fill in at the moment, whilst he's out looking after the bod, is fucking great. And yeah, we got him for a steal, but sometimes luck comes along. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
'Cause
on his day, if he's fit, he's worth 1.2. It's as simple as that.
Easy.
Now, if
Easily.
he can't get back onto the park, then
He'll get
questions
back on.
may need to be asked,
He's
but
young.
I don't think
Benji
that'll
had
happen.
5 fucking shoulder recos. He's good.
It's more like, it's not Tom specifically, it's more like, the reason why I bring that up is because when you look at the Storm situation where they've actively chosen not to go down the route of having a lot of money invested in one person, they've gone down, the Storm have chosen the opposite route, and the Roosters do as well. Like when you actually look at the Roosters' salary cap, it's quite well balanced. Again, reportedly numbers. But like the Storm, they've aggressively said, no, Munster, we're not paying you 1.2. We're actually going to pull that back, and we're going to, spread the money across. And that's why I asked the question, do you feel like Manly, you've got this great squad, do they start looking at like maybe we need to spread the money a little bit more?
I think that you probably need to. Most clubs have got I know you like we're talking about the Storm, but you'd think most clubs have at least one big dick on some cash. Obviously, maybe ours is a little more concentrated.
Manly's got, what, 2.5 big dicks? Because Jake Trbojevic is on about 800K, isn't he?
Yeah, he might be on something like that. DC, I don't know.
DCE's been
DCE's
pared
back
back.
down. He's not. He's finished his
He's very
hot boy
signed.
contract.
That's really good for the club.
Yeah,
Because
and
he was
also,
on massive.
I don't know this, but Martin
We-
Tapau, I believe's on like
I've heard he's on 8.
that's a lot for Martin.
That's-
And I think that Martin's next contract, which ends this year, I don't think we're anywhere near that if he stays at Manly.
Because like Ruben Garrick is ripe for the picking for another club. And again, I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm genuinely saying there's almost certainty that he's on minimum to 200 because of the way your cap is set up. And so that's where you get into positions where you might lose blokes like Ruben because he might get offered 400 to play fullback somewhere
if
else.
Ruben gets offered 400 to play somewhere else, I will help him pack his bags because I love Ruben. He's a dear friend. He's got cheekbones as high as the Himalayas.
Yes.
Now, I will sabotage and I'll pop the tyres of the car, but I will help him pack his bag. But I think that Ruben likes the Peninsula too much personally, and he'll just say, nah, fuck it. I'll pay for unders.
What is scary though is like Tom Trbojevic when he comes back with a whole year of resting his legs in that, I think he's going to be a fucking absolute nightmare.
He'll thicken as well.
He'll thicken.
He'll have to thicken, won't he?
Yeah.
He'll thicken right up.
He'll thicken right up.
He'll have to think he'll thicken.
Surely thicken.
Well, you'd think
You're
he'd
thicken.
thicken.
You'd think that he'd thicken.
I mean, if you were thinking about it, you'd think he'd thicken.
Well, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking he'll thicken.
I will say as well, Desi Hasler, fuck, he's just such a good coach. Like, you got your main guy out, and you guys are playing some great footy at the moment.
I think we're playing top 4 footy.
Really?
Yeah. I tell you what else I'm a little horny for,
You know who's
Dana?
in the top 4? Cowboys. Who beat them? Except for a curse, us.
Us. Who else? Storm. We
top
beat
4,
'em.
beat them.
Panthers, round 1, not really a true test of anything. So we probably beat them.
Broncos.
Not the top 4, are you?
Well, that was a curse round. That was a curse round.
Oh, that's right.
That was the curse, the
No,
black
I forget.
jerseys.
Oh, so 2 curses.
2 curses in the top 4, dude. We're basically top 4. Obviously, we're going to miss Dylan Walker. I'm going to miss him greatly because I think he brings so much. But let's assume, and I'm here to assume, that Manasi Finau gets off.
Well, I actually think that his court case has started.
Today?
Do you want to look at that? I think I read the other day that it was starting next week, and that would have been at least 2 weeks ago.
So let's say Manasi gets off. Manasi back. Now you've either got Manasi or Croker as our bench utility. And Croker's playing some fucking rugby league football as well.
I think he's got utility written all over him.
I'm horny for the future. Really
Oh, it's
horny
looking
for the
good.
future.
It's looking really good. Cooler is starting to find
Cooler's
his fucking-
starting to...
Oof.
Once he lost his
that first-
virginity,
yeah.
dude, holy shit.
Yeah. He was a virgin in the try scoring
The
sense.
try scoring sense. He lost it.
And now he's
fucking
just scoring at will.
loving it.
Yeah.
He's loving it now, bro.
Looks almost like an experienced veteran out there.
Yeah, dude. Well, he's pulling moves off that you don't really see from someone who's probably only had about 4 or 5 chongs.
Well, yeah, he looks like he's been chonging for fucking decades.
Yeah, well, he looks like Ken Irvine of chonging.
So yeah, interesting. Tom, I just think the Manly, if they can just make the finals, I think that's a win. And I think once Tommy comes back, fuck, they are a premiership threat for sure. I think that win against Melbourne was really good because I know Melbourne were missing a few players, but you came close against Cowboys. You beat Melbourne. That tag of flat track bully, you know, you can't if you were a try away from beating the Cowboys, and that's without Tom Trbojevic. That's a pretty good win. Pretty good win.
Suck on that one, Gerds.
Milford set to sign a 3-year deal.
Suck on that one.
Suck on
Good. Completely agree.
I love Gerds.
Milford set to sign a 3-year deal with the Dolphins.
I've been hearing this for fucking 6 months.
Well, he had a handshake deal with Wayne, and if you shake Wayne's hand, you know, that's old school sort of.
Well, Wayne's old school. He's an old school operator, Tom.
Well, a handshake is as sacred as any
Do you reckon they
bond.
spat on it?
Or Blood Brothers?
I reckon they cut it.
They
You
cut.
reckon they cut it?
Cut
Yeah.
and spit, maybe.
Yeah.
Cut
and
into a spit.
Cut, spit.
Or a load,
Right.
maybe?
Do they do that?
Do they do that in Queensland? I thought it was a Queensland thing.
Load up.
No
Jesus
loads.
Christ.
No? Okay.
Not a Queensland thing?
I think it's a New South Wales
The
thing,
Clag
honestly.
handshake.
Yeah, I don't think we do that.
Okay.
You don't think?
No,
You're
I've
not
never
sure?
done it. I've never done it.
Well,
That might be because no one wanted to do it with you. As opposed to it not being a thing.
I think it's a good signing for Milford. Good signing for the Dolphins.
yep.
What do you think the Dolphins come next year?
I actually, when I look at their squad, I think it's better than the bottom 4 squads right now.
So you got 'em
outside
what,
of maybe
13th
on
odd?
paper. I've got them at around the 13th mark, I reckon, with a Wayne coach. I think he can get them up off the canvas, but I don't see him challenging for the 8. Maybe, but the 8 is just like last year. I could see them challenging for the 8, but this year that 8th spot is like you've got Raiders beat the Storm, you've got the Roosters there, you've got Rabbitohs at 7, you've got obviously Manly, Dragons. That's a really tough spot to get. So really interesting. But yeah, I think this is great for the Dolphins.
Sorry, just on Fainu, his court case does start late July, so around this
July.
time. And also, I never
Close.
mean to pour fuel on the Hello Sport fire, but you've actually got 3 curse games in the top 4 because the Sharks were the black jerseys too.
3 curse games, top 4. So there you
It's
go.
a great fucking point.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you.
Thank you,
Honestly.
Matthew.
Thank you. All's
Well, no, he
forgiven
gets
to the
it.
duffel bag.
Nathan Brown, the player, rumoured to sign with Storm immediately. I think he'll go to a whole fucking new level if he goes down to Storm.
That's a Storm signing.
That is a
That's
Storm
actually even
signing.
better than a Storm signing. They usually sign someone like he's a good player.
And they
Wasn't
sign
he-
someone older usually.
Yeah.
Wasn't he linked to Manly?
At one point he was.
They pulled the deal, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it was before he re-signed with the Eels. But I don't know.
You don't know? Well, neither do I.
I don't
He's
know.
been linked to the
He's
Storm.
going to the bloody Storm. Good
Him
for him.
and Tarek like it.
It's a good signing.
They're good. They're both good signings.
I like that.
They're
I
very
really like that.
Storm signings. Do a job.
Nathan Brown, I
Job
think he's
doers.
going to go to a fucking... I think he'll kill it at the Storm.
I think they'll
Kill
do a
it.
job player right now.
Immediately as well.
Agreed.
Falling out of
Agreed.
favour.
Shows you how good the Eels pack is, though, even though they've been inconsistent. But if Nathan Brown can't get a bench spot even...
Watch him go down there and rip it.
He'll
and then
rip
go,
it,
well, stiff shit.
Now, preview. Eels versus Broncos. Who we got?
We don't know 100%. I'm going to say
Broncos.
Broncos, yeah.
Broncos. Dragons v Manly.
Manly pump these fucking losers.
It's a really important game because Dragons are around the same spot as
Yeah,
Well,
their points differential's
the
disgraceful.
Dragons are now 10th or 11th even. I think they might
I think
have,
they're two.
I think
two
they might have
wins
slipped.
behind
I
us
think they
now.
might have slipped behind the
Roosters.
Raiders.
And the
Roosters and the
Raiders.
Raiders. I think they're 11th.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, there you go. Look, they lose again. We know that. And they fall down into mediocrity where
continue
they've
to
always
tumble.
belonged. No
What
offense.
happens if you lose, though?
We
We
won't.
stay in the top 8, I think.
We won't lose. There's no way.
If you lose to Dragons...
Did
I
you watch
reckon
how hot, Matt? Did you see Cherry Evans the other night?
It's so good.
It
Dude.
was fucking absurd.
Did you see that play for the Saab's second try?
Crazy.
Out the thing, bang,
Forward,
bang.
forward, boom, over the
Mate, that's
shoulder.
better than any pass
That
Benji's ever
that
thrown.
was hot stuff.
That's a humming attack that's ready to make an assault on the premiership.
It's a master of vibe kind of play.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
And the Dragons
felt
just
it.
got smoked.
Yeah, but that means they might be a bit angry.
Nah, but
Nah.
even if an angry dragon is a weak dragon.
That's
the
what they
same.
say.
That's
You guys
the
are missing Jake though.
Yeah,
We're
that's
missing
not
who?
ideal.
Jake Travojevic.
What's wrong with Jake?
COVID.
COVID. Have to send him flowers.
We should send him flowers.
We definitely will.
We should send him flowers. Yeah, listen, Jake, obviously a loss, but Manly, what Manly do is next man up. You know, next man up by any means necessary. It'll be a fucking, Sean Kepi will start back there. You all right there, bud? You spilled some shit on yourself?
No, I'm all good, bro.
You
Thank
all right?
you. Thanks for
Just
checking.
checking in.
Just wiping the hog down, mate.
Yeah. Toweling off the hog.
It's down off the hog.
I think Dragons going to win and win
Oh,
Fuck.
fuck you.
Damn it. Take that Broncos tip back. Eels will win.
big. Kill the stream, baby. Kill the stream. Knights, Roosters.
Roosters. Knights suck. Roosters look. Oh, the Roosters got some injuries. That was tough to see. Feel sorry for him.
That was fucking tough. Fucking
But
Is Cleary back? I kept
Yes.
hearing he's back.
Yeah,
he's
he's
back.
back.
Joey Manu not a centre, all right? He's not a fucking centre. He's not a centre.
Yeah, Kiri's back.
Cleary's
Where
back.
they name Manu?
Manu is centre.
What a waste of a fucking... It's like opening a nice bottle of wine, having a sip, and then pouring the rest down the sink.
Or getting a
yeah.
nice scotch and mixing it with Coke.
Yeah.
I would have kept Manu at
You know?
6.
What? Of course you would.
That's because you're not an idiot.
Despite your appearance.
And you
I'm
laugh.
going Roosters. Roosters for the win.
Yeah.
Raiders, Warriors.
Reece
Raiders.
Walsh benched.
What?
Bench?
Yeah. Yeah. Reece Walsh benched.
Wow. So you paid overs for someone out of form.
That is massive. Wow.
Raiders.
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 Did that young winger of theirs that scored 2 tries, did he get injured? I saw
Yeah,
him
he did his ankle.
bad.
Yeah,
I'm
not
ankle.
sure it's
I thought it was
bad.
ACL. I was
Nah,
like,
ankle.
fuck no.
Ankle.
Okay. Scored some tries, that kid. He was good.
Panthers Sharks.
Sione Katoa out for the season.
Panthers. Season.
Katoa is out for the
Yeah,
season.
he did his peck.
Did his pectoral?
Yes.
And he was like celebrating with that try and everything. Far out.
Oh, I can't see the
sucks.
Panthers losing.
I think the Panthers are going to be angry.
But I tell you what, I think they need a loss in the run.
You don't want to be rolling.
You don't want to roll in this fucking
It's
deep
extra
with
pressure,
W's, bro.
unnecessary.
Nah, fuck
And they're
that.
so far ahead. They're going to win the comp minor premiership. Like,
You almost want a loss now.
yeah, get in the system.
Yeah, but they won't do
But
it.
they
I
won't.
feel like they'll beat the Sharks. Sharks in good form, though.
Sharks are playing good. South versus Storm.
Storm. Oh.
When was the
no.
last time the Storm lost 4 in a row?
Fucking be a
When
while.
was
Dude, no,
2015 was 3 in a row?
Go fucking South.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Go South, dude. Fuck the Storm. Storm are a bunch of losers. Storm might be the shittest team in the comp right now.
I think Storm get up.
Would the Storm have lost 4 games in a row?
I mean, they would have probably at some point. But Latrell's just too hot, too thick right now. Cody
so
Walker. I'm assuming Cam Murray back from that KO, or has he been given a bit more?
Yep.
Yeah, they're getting their full
I think
complement
Storm
back.
get the job done.
Nah, Storm are weak. Shout out to Christian Welsh. Your team sucked.
No, I like the South here.
Yeah.
So that 2015 3 in a row was actually 4 in a row.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Doggies, Titans.
Dogs.
That's a
Dogs.
shit show game, isn't it? That's a Sunday 2 p.m. Have you seen it? I'll say dogs.
I'll say Titans. Cowboys, Tigers.
Cows by plenty.
Yeah, by 30.
Oh, yeah, I'm going Cowboys.
Cows by 30.
Wow, it's a big call. It's a big call. Another episode done and dusted. Anything coming up, boys?
SEN, James Graham.
Yep.
8 p.m. SEN.
SEN.
Tonight.
8 p.m.
11:70.
Well, as in
As in
Wednesday night.
Wednesday
Wednesday
night?
night.
Tonight.
Tonight.
Which is tonight.
That's tonight.
It's not
Also-
tonight for us, but it's not for you.
Yeah. Also, tonight, 6 p.m., hoodies are dropping. 10 hoodies, but you'll be there. Anyway,
So get the tan hoodies, and then in the satisfaction of knowing that you've secured yourself tan hoodie, which I'm rocking as well, it's hot, then you go to SEN 1170 or get it on the app. 8 p.m. Hello Sport, James Graham.
brand
replay
new show.
Sunday.
All talk.
All
with Hello
talk.
Sport. And I'll go and fuck myself. Thank you.
Kill the
Thank you.
stream.
Kill the stream.
Kill it.